some crazy mother named Ice Cube. From the gang called Fellers with Attitudes. When I'm called off, I got a sold off. Squeeze the trigger and bodies are hauled off. You too, boy, if you with me, the police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the pulp mother, they're going out.
Hi everyone, hi Si. So this week, this year basically, well, I think it was this week, was 10 years since The Force Awakens. 10 years already.
It only feels like 2 minutes ago that Disney signed Star Wars off Lucasfilm. And I couldn't believe how much stuff there's been since. And remember that big wait up of them signing and then waiting for The Force Awakens to come out? That was a couple of years, wasn't it? 2 or 3 years.
I think the trailer, I remember there was a Thanksgiving, I was in the States, there was a Thanksgiving trailer 2014, I think. And it was a big thing. And I've got that teaser trailer. I've got a couple of teaser trailers. Hello, everyone, by the way. And a couple of things to do. But it's funny because I hope this works and everything all right, because like I said, I've got so many tabs open and so forth, but we'll just go through it all. But it is funny how many Star Wars teasers and trailers and everything that there actually are. Do you think, let me ask you a question, do you think, what was going to say, there's any other movie that gives you excitement or the anticipation as much as a Star Wars trailer does, Si?
No, not one.
I can't see.
There's been other great trailers. There's been trailers that get you involved and you really want to see it, but none. And going through these trailers as well these past couple of weeks, you know, refreshing them and getting revised and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Just everything was just magic, wasn't it? Especially the first 6. Do you know what I mean? It's like every trailer you saw, just like you could not wait to see it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the funniest thing is, I can vaguely, I can't. No, I'm not sure. But I was thinking about the first 3 Star Wars trailers, and I can't really remember. I was 2 when the first one came out. Do you know what I mean? And Return of the Jedi, I vaguely remember, or just remember the movie, but I do remember the prequel ones. And the funniest thing is watching them back, because I had to get them all last night. So watching them back, you forget how cool these trailers actually were. And one thing that Star Wars definitely does is a great trailer. Do you know what I mean? So we'll go through them all and we'll have a look. Before we get to them, let's just have a look who's here. So Gerard's here. He says, happy birthday, Si in chat. Oh, hi, Shabby. Happy birthday to Stu. Yes, happy birthday, Si. Happy birthday, Stu. Yes, Stu's got his another birth. Just felt like
I can understand I read that wrong, because your birthday's just gone, isn't it, really?
Just
so
gone.
I get
Just
that.
Gone, yeah. So yeah, hiya Gerard, nice to see you. Hiya Kieran, nice to see you. Hiya Palps, nice to see you. Wow, I've 35 people here already. You absolute legends. Thanks very much for that. Hiya Roppy, nice to see you, pal. Hiya Keith. Let's have a look who's else. Palps is here. Good old Jonathan's here. Our Des T's here, big Star Wars fan. It's funny, isn't it? And you know, I don't know. I can't speak for the rest of the chat because I'm a bit behind now anyway. But you do forget these trailers, and it's nice watching them. And it's still there's a couple of things in these trailers that will take you straight back to when you first saw it, and you're like, no way. Do you know what I mean? I remember that, and you know.
To me, it's that first trailer. It's Star Wars. Like, I was only 2 when Star Wars came out, so I'd be a liar to say that trailer and I know that trailer and all this and that. It's funny, when you watch that trailer back, you have to try and watch it in the minds that you don't know what Star Wars is. You've no idea.
Yeah.
What was it about this trailer that made so many people flood to the cinema?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's you do, don't you? And you know, it's funny looking back at the well, I'll go through them and I'll talk to them more about the actual original trailers when we go through it. And Pod Racing's Palps is saying, right, hit that like button. Cheers, Kieran. I appreciate that, pal. Will they show the Empire trailer voiced by Harrison Ford? One of the things, Shabby Geekers and RSI, is it's funny how you have to go through these trailers. Half of them I wrote official in it because there's so many fan-made ones, or there's so many ones that look like it but aren't. And then you go onto the actual Star Wars site, and they've got like newish kind of trailers for them. Because what I'd do is I'd watch it and I think, yeah, that's it. And then I'd look back and then in the chat it'd say, oh, it's not as good as the original trailer. But I'm like, oh, what the France? So I apologize if there's any trailers I've pulled up that isn't the actual one, but the more or less are, because most of them, the majority of them say official trailer, and that's what I went for. And it's usually off the Star Wars thing. So sorry, but why am I getting a Shabby stream notification from YouTube and my beloved Liverpool are playing? You're just playing kids out your
It's
side
Pony
tonight.
Cup tonight. That's why I wasn't
Pony
bothered.
Cup.
It's Pony Cup.
You got to lose anyway. You got to lose. Hiya, G-Force. Nice to see you. Hiya, Darren. Happy Friday. No, it's Wednesday. You're right. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Yeah, I fancy this. Happy birthday, Stu. Happy birthday, my friend. Stu's here. Good old Darren says birthday boy is here. Yeah, here he is. Hiya, Q. Hiya, Shabby inside. Hello to everyone in the chat. Martin's here. Cat night. Hiya, Miriam. Miriam and Cat are here. Awesome. Hey, talking about Cat, did you watch Derry on Sunday? Did you watch the first episode?
No, I haven't watched the new hits. I've got them both on Blu-ray and they're still sealed. I haven't watched them. So I'm going to watch them two first and then I'm going to watch Derry.
The Rogue One convention. Excuse me, exclusive was a great trailer. This is what I mean. I want you all to get involved as well, because if I fall a bit behind the chat, our side can see it. So I want everyone to get involved and tell us your experiences and so forth. Hiya, Robbie boy, nice to see you, pal. Hiya, James, nice to see you. Wow, it's 40 people. You absolute legends. Thank you all so much. That's lovely of you. Trying to watch the Phantom Menace trailer on dial-up internet. I know. Do you remember at the time? I was in Harrods when the teaser trailer came out. So yeah, I was there. I'll never forget it. I was in Harrods. I dated a girl at work, and I went to pick her up. And as I'm walking through, it was the first thing he had on site. It was in the furniture department of all plapays, and they had a big TV.
I was going to say, was it not the supermarket department of Harrods?
It was. yeah. Jonathan says, I know Star Wars is a bad place lately, but Shabby sitting in the dark like he's taking part in a seance doesn't seem fitting. Well, me and Si did it on purpose because put your pajamas on, make a hot chocolate, and we'll watch all these trailers together. So we've made it romantic and dark. Do you know what I mean? We're professionals, John. We're professionals. That's why it's all dark and so forth. So yeah. Andy says, can't stay because you guys aren't approved content for my classes. But the Force Awakens trailers were the single best things about the sequels. Epic, and we were starved for them. I could not agree more. When we get up to that part, I'll definitely talk about that. Evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Hiya, Mark. Good old Donny's here and join the mighty empire. Hiya, John. Nice to see you. Wow, it's over for you. I hope it goes well now, Si. I've been gutted, Si. I've been gutted. Si, I hope you got a magic trick ready just in case this doesn't work or something like that. Hiya, Gilster.
I've always got magic ready.
Always. Unfortunately, Shabby can't afford to have his lights on. He's saving for size. Oh, me and Si. I wish, Si, they were in me and Si had a conversation last night, FaceTime, just me and Si. And the way Si convinced me about this doll, I tell you, he could sell shoes to snakes. Do you know what I mean? It was brilliant the way he convinced me last night. I was laughing my bollocks off. Hiya, Biker. Nice to see you. It does, and I enjoyed it. You know what it reminded me of? Because horror the thing's not for me, and I don't want to get into this because obviously we're doing Star Wars tonight. But it reminded me of the Goonies side. It reminded me of the horror Goonies, and the kids were good in it. I've got to admit they were. But so yeah, it was amazing. I agree. 10 minutes in, I was amazing.
Well, you go off them two, don't you?
Yeah.
If them two say it's good, then it's good. That's their corner,
especially on who's on the screen right now. Yeah, if she likes it, then that's a definite. Hey, Scott, nice to see you, pal. Good old Scott. Wow, hiya, Jason. Hiya, Wizzy. It's packed. It's absolutely packed.
Wizzy's just got that tie advanced. Lovely, that thing. I want that.
Romantic, it just got. No, I just, we'll put your pajamas on. Who's in the UK and Ireland, and get you out chocolate. We'll all make it nice and dark. We'll make it proper theatrical. How about that? Just having my dinner, cod cakes. When was the last time you had cod cakes?
Oh, a couple of weeks back. I love cod cakes.
Did you have a couple of weeks back? Yeah, Revenge of the Sith trailer. Yeah, I've got some great trailers and some stuff. Right, well, let me just get down here a little bit. Hiya, Steph. Nice to see you, Pat. Wow, I can't believe how busy it is. Nothing screams romantic like a white light shining on someone's face in the dark.
It's Halloween, Jono. You get away with it.
Yeah. This is what I remember. Those good old days, sitting in the dark cinema, groping for your foot long. Wow. Hey, George. Looking forward to the Star Trek.
I have never ever ate hot food in a cinema.
I don't know.
I always take the same things, right? I always take minstrels, peanut M&Ms, jelly babies, and wine gums. I always take them 4 things.
Take-
They're the most important. I
How
don't
long
think I've
before
ever
you
had a
go?
hot dog or them hot cheese things or anything.
Yeah.
Like I've never had anything hot in the cinema. Have you?
No, and I don't like them though, the new posh ones. Hi Keith, by the way. Hi Keith. I don't like the new posh cinemas. I like the old school knackered sticky ones. I don't like when they come up to you. We did it for The Force Awakens. Jen wanted to go to this new AMC Regal, whatever, and they have a tray and it's like a restaurant watching movies. I couldn't stand that. Do you know what I mean? I don't like to be interfered with.
No.
I just like to eat my stuff. I just like to watch the film. Sorry. Right. I'm down to the bottom. Hiya, BOE. Nice to see you, buddy. 45 people here. You absolute legends. Hiya, George. Right. So we'll start off. And we'll start off with this one. Let's have a look. So if I make any mistakes, I do apologize. We've got so many open. It's ridiculous. Right. Let's just get to there.
It's just finding the right ones at the time, isn't it? Like you said, 17 all stacked up together.
Which is what I mean.
You don't realise, do you? You only think there's like 9 and that's it.
Right, there we go. So this is the first one I'm going to show, and it is Star Wars. So
That's how it seems to you.
yeah. Look at this, old school, isn't it?
That's my point. Watching this, what's going to draw you in here? You don't know anything about it.
Nothing.
Unlike anything on your planet.
Long before it was called A New Hope as well, Si. Look at that old school logo.
Yeah. What do you think of the New Hope's Star Wars debate? Is it Star Wars, Stu, or Star Wars A New Hope?
I've always called it Star Wars. I don't
Star
mind people
Wars.
calling it A New Hope, but I've always called it Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Here they come.
But yeah, at the time, I mean, obviously we don't remember Simon, but at the time, do you know what I mean?
But that's the thing, when you look at this, the 70s, it looks not like no other 70s sci-fi, does it? Not one.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Apart from a scene in the second trailer. Look at that. Smack head droid.
It's a big, sprawling space saga of rebellion and romance.
This station is now the ultimate power in the
Them two
universe.
arguing.
There's nothing for me
Hey,
to do now.
PGM.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a spectacle. Light
It's a
years ahead of
spectacle.
its
Who does the voice? Who did that? Do we have anyone know who did the voice to that?
Oh, Mark will know.
I'm not sure whether it's were they shown on TV?
It's an epic of heroes.
They
I
must
know
have
Return of the Jedi one. Again, Empire and Star Wars, I was a kid. You know, I was 5 and I was 2, respectively. So only the Return of the Jedi ones I remember on the telly.
They do give a lot away. They've basically told the film, haven't they, in this one?
Go that way. You'll be malfunctioning within a
Boots he made, doesn't he?
scrap pile.
Got lightsaber.
Star Wars.
So they weren't finished effects, lightsabers in the trailer.
Yeah.
Force will be with you. Always.
Listen to that. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, that's what I mean. What ran in the same year? You must have sat there and you must have been watching this trailer and ready for a film, and then that comes on. And you just must have thought of it all the way through the movie. I remember doing it with one of the Matrix movies, and I can't remember which trailer it was. I'm sure it was Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
And I went to see the Matrix Revolutions, and I watched the trailer, and all I could think about through the whole film was that Star Wars trailer. And it was the one where Anakin's just on the speeder bike, just
Yeah.
on the speeder bike. That's it.
Brilliant.
And it ruined the Matrix for me. Do you know what I mean? Because that's all I kept thinking of.
The Matrix was
But my
like,
point is,
ruined it.
Mark, we were 2. We would not know that trailer, right?
No.
So you watch that trailer there. What do you think it was in the 70s that made everyone go, I have got to see that movie? I think
was
it's
the
because it
effects.
just looked like nothing else, did it? Just looks like
No,
nothing
no,
else.
it's funny that because you can tell it's old now, and you can, especially the old school trailer that's not been done up, it's not gone through the CGI, whatever, but it still holds up. And I think that's what it is. Even now, looking at it through the ages of us lot, all in the chat, whatever, you look at that, and we've seen this movie a billion times. I don't think there's anyone who's watching now and doesn't know every word in this film. But even now, you watch that trailer, you're like, yeah, this is awesome. This is super
Mark,
cool.
it's 50 next year. It still holds up like that. 50 next year.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
I remember watching 50 and I'm knackered and I don't hold up anymore.
One thing,
that trailer certainly does.
One thing saying Shabby on timeless classics, battered. The battered version. I remember watching it in 78 in the cinema, so George remembers actually going. The only reason I ever called it A New Hope is to explain the movie to a young un. Si, what do you do? Do you call it Star Wars or A New Hope?
I call it Star Wars. I'm like you, though. I don't mind Star Wars A New Hope. I don't mind these titles, because I remember, I thought it was 97 that they did that, but I was corrected by Martin that it was actually a lot earlier due to VHS or something or other. Yeah. But to me, it's always been Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. That's how it's always been.
Look at him, none of that New Hope cobblers. So there's 50 people here. I can't believe it. 50 people. The only reason, exactly right. BOE saying hello to everybody. Pals, I can remember the Spider-Man movie trailer coming on TV in 77. The only trailers I really remember on TV when I was a kid was stuff coming for Christmas, like Indiana Jones and Star Wars. That I remember trailers for Christmas movies. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You'd always look forward to that, but I don't really remember the movie trailers. Yeah, but he says they did occasionally. The trailer was Star Wars on the TV. I suppose it was. Again,
I'm only going back at the age of me and Mark, and we were 2 and 5 respectively for Empire and for Star Wars. So, do you know what I mean? It's only when you get older and you're watching VHSs really that you see them sort of trailers, isn't it? No internet to go to. I can't just go on the internet and go Star Wars trailer in 83, 82.
Keep that in mind, because we've got something coming up next week, haven't we, about VHSs and so forth. So that would be cool. Yeah. I only called Star Wars A New Hope when I want to distinguish the film from other Star Wars films. 100% agree with that statement. 100%.
I do, because they are all called Star Wars as well, aren't they? Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. So A New Hope, yeah.
So the voice for that narration was Don LaFontaine.
Where do I know that name from? That name rings a bell. Like Quasimodo.
People only call it A New Hope to piss me off. So when was it called A New Hope officially? Was it the 90s?
Martin will tell us in the chat, if he's in the chat. He said something that, because I thought it was A New Hope when the special editions came along and they touched them all up, and to title every one of them, they called it A New Hope. But apparently it was a hell of a lot earlier than that. It was like around the time, about 2 or 3 years after Star Wars had come out.
Wow, okay. All right. Exciting. When is this released? Food
spoilers.
You're not seeing the end.
It's older than me.
Yeah. Wow, what a great trailer. First time seeing that. But the thing is as well, it's funny because you go through these trailers that me and our kids are going to show tonight, and you think you know them all. You think you know the trailers, and you watch them, and you're like, I don't remember that part being in it. What
was your best bit in that trailer? What was your best bit? What would be the bit in that trailer you thought, I'm going now?
The Falcon swooping. I loved it. Or the two Imperial Star Destroyers where the planet is sort of under Tatooine, just gliding. Like you said, and I agree with you, buddy. You've never seen it. You never saw anything like that before. And I think that's why the love of this comes from. It's like, what the France? Look at this,
There's 3 things in that for me. 1, Tarkin. I love Peter Cushing. Always have. Do you know what I mean? 2, it's the storming on Tantive at the beginning. All them stormtroopers and the way Darth Vader comes in. And 3, it's where that camera swoops down that Death Star trench. It's just, seeing that, even after all this time, you're like, you lot were geniuses. Do you know what I mean?
Behind the scenes, and it's just a model in a Californian blooming car park, and the way they do it. It's ridiculous, isn't it, how good they are? George says, I was until May 78. Is that right? Yeah, I think we got it a year after, didn't we? Because a lot of people over here will say Star Wars 77 and then 78. Actually, that reminds me, I did a retro furniture piece once and we painted on the front start and then we just put 77 in the corner. And I remember a lad at England going, no, Shabby, it was 78, but I was in America and it was 77. So yeah, maybe you're right there. Yeah, I think you are right. Biker says, I hope the release of the original version of Star Wars and not the special edition for the 50th anniversary. Otherwise, it's full. Oh
Would you want them original films released again, like original untouched Star Wars on
no,
Blu-ray? Would you?
I'm not bothered. I've always said I'm not. I have no issue with the special editions. None. No issue with them at all. And the thing about it is, as well, is that we've grown up with this movie, so we've seen every aspect of this movie that's available. But my kids, if I showed them the grainy old 1977 Star Wars, it's never. They're going to think, what is this? Do you know what I mean? They're not going to be.
I can't disagree there because my love of 4K and restored film, and when they restored Star Wars in 1977, in 97, it looked amazing. It looked like I'd never seen Star Wars look before. So for me, that's my probably definitive version. I wouldn't go back to the with them looking like crap. Do you know what I mean? In a sense.
I don't mind. I mean, it would be the thing is, I've got the VHSs of them before they went to special edition, so I actually have the old school ones. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I think it should be available though. If people want, I mean, there's people that love old movies and old theatre and old this and old that, and so. But when the actual maker comes out himself and says, this is the movie I want to do, the reason I've left it this till the 90s to do the special editions is because there was no technology in the 70s. You've got to kind of agree with the guy who created it. Do you know what I mean?
I just think he thought these are going to look a hell of a lot different if I don't. And what separates to me, the prequels to the originals is the 97 versions, that special editions, little add-ins, little restored, all shiny, all new. It sort of tied in better. Do you know what I mean? Did I agree with a lot of stuff? No. I hated when they changed the ending in Return of the Jedi. It did not need touching whatsoever. Do you know what I mean?
That was much better.
I did like the change of the Size Little song, because now you're messing with Return of the Jedi, and that was like unneeded for me.
Yeah.
But
There was a few things.
I guess why they did it. I do.
But there's also those things like the way they did the Wampa in Empire Strikes Back, or the X-Wings in this when they're just hovering, going into war at Yavin, and you're just like, that's super cool. Do you know what I mean? That wasn't there. So,
And I didn't really agree with that. Well, we'll get to Return of the Jedi.
Barry Norman's Film 77 side was the place to go for trailers. You loved that, didn't you, Barry Norman? Side.
Oh, we sit there, hand on knee. Good evening, Barry Norman.
John Craven's News Round told us to go and see John Craven's News Round. The hippie dancing room in the Matrix, Could play it back, Shabby, because I missed it. I was too busy saying hello to everybody. No chance. Once you've seen it,
everyone.
Star Wars Celebration 50th anniversary. That's LA in it. Oh, yeah, it'll be in LA side when the 50th is on.
Yeah.
So the 50th will be, maybe I will change my mind then. Maybe I will.
Well, I'll tell you, when I went, there was a few reveals, the biggest reveal being Ahsoka. But there'll be something tasty on the 50th year of Star Wars. Definitely at Celebration, 100%.
Wizzy said the rumor is they're going to release the original theatrical debut on. You see, but that's doing it up though. I reckon I saw that, Wizzy, but that's still doing it up. That's still not what they want. They want the old grainy squared. You see the models with a black square around and move.
Yeah, a little dodgy editing and that sort of thing. Yeah.
He added A New Hope in 78. So A New Hope has been going for donkey's years then. All right, okay. I didn't know that. It was when they re-released it at cinema before Empire came out. Got you. Right. Never called them.
I remember Martin saying, because like I said, I always thought, Mark, it was the 97 that did it. But Martin said, no, it was long, long before that.
Never called them trailers as a kid. They were adverts or commercials. Yeah, we called them commercials, didn't we, Si? Yeah, I agree with that.
Adverts. The adverts are wrong.
Terrible amount of A New Hope propaganda being pushed in this chat. It's A New Hope. Kicking off at home. Undeniable and irrefutable fact. However, each of them are brilliant. In den days, it was 2 movies for $1. Yeah, I suppose it was BOE, yeah. Most of the info on the new movies in the early 80s were like TV shows, like on Number 73, News Round, Various Kids and Movies. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I get it now.
Again, there was no internet, was there? There was none of these 50 magazines all on movies. You probably got the SFX magazine or some science fiction weekly, and that would have been it.
Yeah, I agree.
Apart from Luke Skywalker coming on Blue Peter now and again, bringing C-3PO with him and stuff.
Let's have a look. Right, should we watch the next one? Should we see what the next one is? So
I've got to guess what it is.
Here we go.
Again, not a trailer I remember, but I want you to pour something in here.
With a special limited engagement of The Empire Strikes Back.
New logo. Man, it made me what you see in it.
Yeah.
Look at that. See again, untouched lightsabers.
Yeah.
And no, there's nothing, Mark. No talking. No
Just some
dialogue.
narration. Yeah.
That's 70s. See that, man. Mint. I always thought, how's he going to get in that room with that step? You couldn't tell his hand was missing then. It's mad that on some lightsabers.
Returning to your galaxy, November 19th.
November 19th, Si. That's when it was out.
So basically, the Christmas one, that one, then, wasn't it coming up? Because everyone would have rushed to see that. They were out a lot longer at the cinema in them days, weren't they? But that's not the trailer I remember. The one I remember was like the one with Lobot in. And there was a lot of Lobot featured in the trailer, and I was like, it was hardly ever in Empire Strikes Back. But there's such a 70s scene in it. Like, obviously, it was made throughout the 70s. But yeah, amazing trailer.
Don F did most of the trailers. Oh, Don LaFontaine did most of the trailers he must have been in a world. He must have been the 70s or 80s version of that side. Cheers, PGM, for that. You can't say it's a fact and not stand behind it 100%. Was he in a world? That's what in a world. In a world. They were called they first called Star Wars A New Hope in 81 when they re-released it. Wow, okay. Right, 81 when they re-released it. Got you. My earliest memory of Star Wars was back at school when Star Wars was just released. During playtime, we had Empire against Rebels. Problem was everyone wanted to be Luke, so we had me and a few people as Empire. You've always been the same as Donut, haven't you? So you've always liked the Empire.
I've always been one for the baddies in everything. I always have.
Yeah. I tell you what.
Yeah.
The Empire. The funniest thing about them trailers, I watched a couple of Empire Strikes Back trailers. And it's very family friendly, but you never get the tone of how dark the Empire Strikes Back actually is. That's one thing that those trailers did save. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people at the time were kicking off. It's not like Star Wars. It's a bit darker and it's a bit this, it's a bit that. And it never showed that in the trailers, if you notice. It was still family adventure time and all that sort of stuff. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. What I did notice is where you just said before that watching the New Hope trailer, that you noticed that they gave a lot of the film away in that trailer. Watching that one, there's absolutely no dialogue whatsoever. It's just short edited scenes of a little action thing going on. But by now, you love these heroes by now. You fell in love with them in Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? So now you want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think for me, the pulling the Nats trailer would be the scene with Darth Vader pulling the gun off Han Solo. Because you're like, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? And yet, little did you know that was nothing what was going to be revealed in Empire Strikes Back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at it. It's a fact to me, G-Force, but there are some zealots in the chat and I don't want then twice as many Lukes and Rebels, yeah. Seeing those TIE fighters all maneuvering in formation must have blown people's minds in
must have done, but they all move like yeah.
But it's
like the red arrows.
It's funny, Simon, because a lot of people turn around and say, oh, here we go. Kieran says December 1977 was the London premiere for Star Wars in the UK, so it must have premiered then and come out in 78. So,
it's funny. Have they always been released at Christmas? The prequels were released in the summer, weren't they? Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's funny how. But did the sequels came out at Christmas though, didn't they? They were all Christmas.
Sequels were Christmas movies. They were right, and in a way, I kind of like that, and I kind of didn't because I liked it in the summer. You know, when it's hot and nice outside, you go and see that. Do you know what I mean? So it's a funny situation to be in. That, to tell you the truth. Do you know I've never seen a Star Wars movie except for the special editions in England. I've seen them all in America. Every one of them. I was here through all the sequels. I was here through all the prequels. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird that when you look at it like that. Do you know what I mean? I've never. apart from the special editions, I've never seen Star Wars in the UK. I've always seen it, and they love it over here. They go mental side, lightsabers cheering, everyone's huddled up, everyone's having a great time. You know, I'll never forget Si watching the Phantom Menace over in New Hampshire. I went to New Hampshire and saw it, and I was shocked by it. You know, people from England like, what the France? Everyone,
No, I'm too British. I find all that dead cringy.
yeah.
Like, sit down and just sit down, watch this film, will you? I couldn't do all
Stop
that.
swinging that bloody lightsaber. Yeah, I can just imagine. The X-Fighters dropping information on the Death Star hooked me. I think as well, showing that Empire Strikes Back trailer, Simon and chat, I think that was a re-released one as well, because it says coming again in November. That's what it said at the end, November 2000. And then it's distinctly.
But again, it was finding that right one, wasn't there? When we had a look, there was so many for the. Yeah. I understand what you did there, really.
Greedo shooting first is my only issue with the special edition. Yeah, now that I do agree with, you know, especially when they did it in the Solo movie.
Yeah, but was that not like a problem that would been mentioned until them second editions, where special editions, where people were like, did he shoot first? Did he not shoot first? What? And was it not like just corrected?
Yeah, and then they did it again, didn't they? McClunky. Like, what? Remember? McClunky. What? Do you know what I mean? It just always looked weird because you remember his head side, Solo's head went like that. Do you know what I mean? It just, you know what I mean?
Beyonce move.
Like Beyonce side in his Beyonce move. Oh, the single ladies. You know what I mean?
What does he say when he goes out and he throws that coin at that guy, that token? What does he say to him? Sorry for the mess, is it? Sorry for the mess.
Yeah, sorry for the mess. Super cool. I hate special editions. I disagree, Shabby. Everyone I know most, well, I mean, like I said, that's the thing about Star Wars. It's very opinionated, and you're more than welcome to disagree with me. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. It's just, in my opinion, it never fazed me. Do you know what I mean? It's just like telling Bono how to write a U2 song. Or you need to add an extra thing. It's up to him, innit? And, you know, it's up to directors, and he is the creator of it, and that's what he wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, would I watch? Not to be hypocritical, would I watch the original untouched again? Yeah, probably, but I just don't think I'd enjoy it as much as I do the, you know what I mean, the upkeep of it, if you will. What do you think, Si, to that?
100% right. I agree with you there totally. I think it's people's discretion. Obviously, you love them originals, and we're always going to be behind the original Star Wars film. Yeah. But as a viewing point, the way that technology's come on, TVs have come on, sounds come on, I want a better quality film, if you'll have me, at the end of the day. Yeah. So even though, yeah, it's nice to have, if them editions ever came out on Blu-ray, would I buy them? Of course I would, all the original Star Wars, but
yeah,
would I enjoy them as much as the 97 ones? Probably not.
I think I've always said it's a passion when it comes to this franchise, and you know, we all kick off. I mean, there's people in the chat that like the sequels, there's people that hate them and so forth, and I think what it is because it's Star Wars and the love and the passion that we all have. It's very a selfish thing for yourself, isn't it? It's what you want from Star Wars. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. I think playing with figures and having your own imagination as a kid and thinking of what they're going to be like when they grow older, or where did the story go after Return of the, you know, we lived those stories since we were kids. So I think when people have a passion, I always look at it as a passion, me. And so that's why I never tell people they're wrong or right about Star Wars, because it's up to you and that person what you think of it. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, you see people kicking off and falling out with each other over space fantasy, and that always makes me laugh. You know what I mean? I think, you know, I think everyone just enjoys it the way they want to enjoy it, don't they? So Star Wars changed the way cinema showed movies when I went to see it. It was a program on a continuous loop. You could walk in any time and sit and watch the movie again. Nice one, George. I've never seen the original Star Wars in the cinema, so I really want to see the original. That's the movie I fell in love with. Yeah, I love the first one. I love it to pieces.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I know, Si, do you disagree with or agree with this? You know, when people say, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? When it comes to the originals, I always say Empire Strikes Back, but which one are you going to turn off? Which one are you going to put last? You're not, are you?
You don't. No, I mean, obviously, you've got your preference for what you're behind of the story of them three originals. And, you know, for me, Return of the Jedi was the most, I've said it before, it was the most stylistic of all Star Wars. It looked brilliant. It was the introduction of biker scouts, and it finished that story off, basically. Yeah. You know, even though we got what we got afterwards, you would have been quite happy if Star Wars never returned after Return of the Jedi. Do you know what I mean?
I agree, 100%.
But I think the success of it was such a phenomenon that just everybody wanted their hands on it. Books, cartoons, comic books, you know, games. It just lived. It just proper thrived, even though there was no movies, no TV shows. It really did thrive. So really, I don't think they had any choice but to do the prequels.
I agree with you, buddy. George Lucas has specifically said they are not the definitive versions of the original trilogy. I watched the original versions on DVD recently, and they don't hold up at all. That's the thing.
I agree with that. Yeah.
You know,
look at that holiday special. That holiday special is terrible. It looks grainy. They all look strange in it. All looks like they've got black eyeliner on. And you can hear them sort of bangs and the sort of like lightsabers when they turn to one side, you don't see it. It's all, you know, it's not being touched up. And there are little things in the first one that I think, you know, knowing how Star Wars has come on in technology and movies, they're not missed in a sense.
Well, our Des has made a good point here. He says the grainy originals does have a romantic feeling. It does. It gives you that nostalgia, like that old trailer we just watched. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives you that, you know. But it gives me give me the best version and the best sound now. And what Star Wars famous for? Sound. And so when they redid the sound, you're like, what the France? Do you know what I mean? And we all love a good Star Wars sound.
Well, for a start, to show them originals, it's going to have to be in 16.9, and as it is, the ratio would never stand for it being any wider than that. I don't think so. Do you know, again, don't get me wrong, it's something that fans of Star Wars have asked for since the birth of DVD, birth of Blu-ray. We want them films on original cut. If you get them, fantastic. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, buddy. I agree, pal. Right, on to your favourite Star Wars movie site right here. So let's go.
I love the way it all went red in this. All went red, all font, everything.
Return for the climactic clash between the forces of good and evil. Return to a galaxy far, far away.
Greatest font as well in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Look at this, look. I remember these weren't the special editions.
Continuing Star Wars saga. The battle for freedom rages on. The heart of a hero.
See the blue lightsaber instead of the green?
Yeah.
Of a rebel.
Again, but that was at least a finished lightsaber in the first trailer I've seen.
Yeah.
Leader. The loyalty of comrades. The power of the Force.
Quality.
The cunning of
Wanga wanga.
A destiny revealed.
That is a big heavy spoiler, that, isn't it, in the trailer?
And then it changed to green. Isn't that weird? Tatooine, it was blue, and then it went to green.
Aliens from 1,000 worlds. Major crap.
What was that? Was that special effect defects in colour, or was it blue
They said they couldn't
originally?
see it with the sand and the blue sky. They couldn't see it. And it was obviously, it was fairly obvious then, because when you saw it just then, look at that. Look at that.
The saga lives on.
Brilliant.
Return of the Jedi begins
It's
May
just the
25th.
greatest, isn't it? It's got the greatest title as well.
Yeah.
I know it was originally Revenge of the Jedi, but I just think Return of the Jedi is just... That font as a kid you saw literally everywhere. There's every magazine, everywhere you saw that Return of the Jedi red font. I loved it.
Yeah. Return of the Jedi, just brilliant, man. It's like... I mean, remember, we're looking through it through kids' eyes. So when you see all those interceptors and TIE fighters coming at you in that war, or like you just said, the A-wing flying over the Death Star pipes or whatever, you're just like, what? How did we not?
I just think as well that Ben Kenobi scene there, that was a massive spoiler for a trailer. That think about it, he'd been killed off until I know his voice was heard in Empire and stuff. But to have him more as a ghost and that big scene in Return of the Jedi, that's quite a spoiler. I don't think that they were so aware of like spoilers in these trailers back in the day, were they? I think it was more for watch this event we're putting on here. Come and watch this.
All he said though, Si, if you look at it, he just turned around and said, "Is Darth Vader really my father?" So it got you thinking in the trailer as well, because obviously this trailer's probably come out 2.5 years after the the first, after Empire Strikes Back. And back then, it's not as if we do it right now. I mean, we could look at anything now, can't we, on our phones? But as a kid, you had to wait for these trailers. That's all you got. I mean, you got a couple of magazines and books or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It showed you behind the scenes photos, but this was it, really, in a way. So when he comes on and says that, I bet you as a kid, you're like, oh no, is he?
Yeah. And then they made you wait that little bit more, didn't he? With his Return of the Jedi, where he says to Yoda, "Is he my father?" And Yoda's like, "Fuck off and go to sleep."
What's the BBC The Money program? It showed the first clip from Empire, and they walked about the Hoth set. You could get you got a lot of. That's what I mean. You see, you had to wait for a certain interview, or a certain magazine, or a certain trailer. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Let's have a look. I was so glad they kept the Stormtrooper knocking his head in the Star Wars later editions. Yeah, they did.
But that became a thing, didn't it? With Django doing it and a few others banging the red, and it became a thing, didn't it? That.
Yeah, it really did. If I had to choose either the original versions, they're also on the special editions. The two trailers after, we're going to watch it. It would definitely be the originals. Yeah, and I agree with that. It's like I said before. I think it's everyone's, passion for Star Wars, isn't it, and what they want to see out of it. So yeah.
Listen, let me ask you this question then. Would you say if you got an old TV and VCR set up and you watch the original VHSs way before the special editions, isn't that more of an original picture of Star Wars than having it on Blu-ray, the 4K restored original edition of Star Wars?
What do you think?
Because for me, that would be it. I'd set an old telly up, get a VCR, take out my old Return of the Jedi, put that in. That's the original Star Wars Return of the Jedi, surely.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do. But I think it's like the same for me. I've got all the VHSs. I've got a VHS player, but I would never dream of putting them in and playing them. Because I've got, to me, you can just go on Disney Plus, press play. It's all 4K. It's all redone. And it looks like a brand new movie every time you watch it. Do you see what I mean? They've taken 40-plus-year-old movies and made them timeless. We took, like I said, my son's girlfriend. She was 18. See Return of the Jedi. She loved it. Would she have loved it at 18 if it was the original format? I don't think she would have.
And it's like I said, when me and Gil went to the cinema, and we went every Monday, we watched all these restored films from Peter Cushing's Doctor Who to Tron, RoboCop, Jaws. They all look better and came across better restored in 4K.
Yeah.
Tron looked amazing. RoboCop looked amazing. So I can't really say it's just the dismissive of Star Wars for that. It's all way of viewing. It's things have moved on.
Would you say they spoilt the Yoda reveal, or would you? Because as kids, I always had that thing of anticipation. Who's that? What's that thing? You know what I mean? Would you?
Well, that's the thing. I think in these early trailers, Mark, it was more for the spectacular than it was the non-spoiler. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously nobody knew who Yoda was. Nobody knew what this character was. You might have read it in certain magazines. It might have been introduced. But when you see him in the trailer, you've still got no idea who this character is.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know there. I wouldn't say it was a spoiler as such. I don't know.
Would you agree with this? Sometimes it's the music and action I agree with that. Star Wars, these trailers without the music, it elevates it, doesn't it? I've always said that John Williams' music for Star Wars is a character within itself. Without that music, do you know what I mean? And
think of all the new music then for Star Wars in Empire Strikes Back trailer that you know today, and there was no dialogue. It was all music, all new music, and all little scenes, action scenes. So Pete's dead right. Sometimes you don't need that, do you? You can be pulled in just by visuals and by the sounds of things.
Can you imagine if the revealed side, the Darth Vader big reveal in the trailer, it would gone mental, wouldn't it? But I don't.
Going back to them days, it wouldn't surprise me if they had done. Do you know what I mean?
That's a reissue trailer from 1980. What, the Empire Strikes Back one? Yeah, you're exactly right. It is the reissue one because it says at the end, coming again November 19th. So you are right, BOE. You caught onto that, pal. Wow, that Empire Strikes Back trailer is so exciting. Got goosebumps watching it. Right, I'm going to come down here a bit because I'm way behind. I think the original Empire trailer was similar to that one, shorter though, and voiced by Harrison Ford. Don't give up your day job, Harrison. I hated how they replaced Boba Fett voice with Tamara Morrison. Did that bother you, Si, when they changed stuff like that?
Yes, that one did bother me. I can't.
Yeah.
But again, I don't mind the special editions because of how they look. I agree. Stu put a comment up before saying there are certain things that were unnecessary. I 100% agree with that. And changing the voice of Boba Fett, changing the Emperor in Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, them two scenes. Because let's be fair, we love the original Sly Snootle song, and we love the Ewok song at the end. Don't get me started on Anakin.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have changed, but I don't know. Would you have? I wouldn't have changed that.
No, I would not have changed it. When Ben Kenobi got killed in the first original Star Wars, his Force Ghost did not come back as as Ewan McGregor, and they didn't even do that in the special editions or anything. So I never understood why they changed Sebastian Shaw to Anakin Skywalker when basically that was the point of him at his death. So I never got that. Why did he go back to being a young guy when Obi-Wan didn't? When Qui-Gon didn't, but he did. So it's one thing that I was like, again, I understood why he did it. He wanted it more tying into the prequels that were looking a hell of a lot different. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I wish to God they hadn't have done. Do you know what I mean?
Jedi was my first movie at the cinema. Yeah, I think I can't remember going to see Empire Strikes Back at all, Si.
No,
I just don't remember it.
No.
And if I was 3, something like that. So even if I did, I wouldn't remember the what is it? But I mean 5. But I do remember Return of the Jedi.
I remember everything about the day. Everything about that day.
There's nothing about good about the Star Wars Christmas specials. The special editions should have been used to clean up films. Added scenes weren't really needed. Yeah, some of them weren't really needed.
That's his point before. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah. I do agree with that.
It's like a painter with a brush. You maybe added a bit too much on. You know, when you watch Bob Ross, you think, stop now. Or no, maybe I'll just add a bit of green. And a bit,
I suppose when you've got the tools and you go back to it, it's like, he must have thought, it's Jurassic Park that did it, wasn't it? Like he said, all film directors watched Jurassic Park and went, right, what can we go back and fix up? So I get it. I do get it.
Yeah, just watch the new 4Ks of the originals. It's perfect. They have been toned up, you see. So that's the thing. They have been tweaked. Do you know what I mean? That's not exactly how they looked in the original, but I'd watch them in 4K without all the special editions. I'd watch that. Yeah, of course I would. Biker says he prefers the unaltered versions as those were films he fell in love with. Both these and special editions should be made available to everyone. Yeah, that's right. Anyone who disagrees with me is wrong. Oh, fucking brilliant. Dino asked before, I had a friend at University of New Hampshire, Dino. She lived just off the campus. So it was a cinema around there. She was Kumal Sade there. That was 1999. That was years ago. Well, yeah, that's where it was. I found it funny that I knew exactly when Stu's birthday was. Didn't hear much about 51.
But you see, that's the deal we've all made, you see. We all made a deal that once we turn 50, the year after, we start going backwards. So Stu's actually 49. Me and Mark will be 49 next October.
He says, how would you feel if Steven Spielberg did a special edition of Jaws showing the shark more with new CG? Horrible idea. Besides the audio remix newly. But I don't think Jaws needed to be done up.
How did you feel about E.T. when E.T. got done up? What did you feel about that?
It's stupid, but that was something that didn't need to be done. Changing weapons for walkie-talkies.
No, I mean the self-expression of E.T. as well. There's plenty of scenes in the special editions E.T. where there's a lot of, and I know it's minimal and stuff. I agree with that. With you couldn't do anything with that shark, could you? And not only that, how terrifying would that film be if it was a CGI shark? It'd be frightening to death.
Yeah, all my life, yeah. But I don't think E.T. I didn't mind, and when they redid the face or whatever, never a problem to me. But the Star Wars, I don't know. I think you either watch them and you like them or you don't. That's the way I look at it, But I do say that they should be made available for everybody. I think they should. So here we go.
Well, there's another thing. That's it. Yeah. Princess Leia Return of the Jedi when she had the fire spray outfit on. Fire
spray. I always thought Carrie Fisher, in Return of the Jedi, was beautiful in that Endor outfit. Her eyes look so pretty in that Endor outfit, with the helmet and the poncho. She just looked so cute. She really did. I always liked her like that. Me, if there was ever a Revenger that, I wonder if there was ever. I think there was one the side.
There's professionals in this chat; they'll probably know.
Yeah, at least
I think something must have been done because they got as far as making posters for Revenge of the Jedi. So something must have been done.
Must have been right. I've got a let's have a look. Right, let's do that one. Put that up there, like so. Go back to there. Right, you ready for the next one, Si?
Yeah. The
Here we
greatest trailer ever made. It's just something about this trailer that's just amazing. Everything from the beginning here. You knew you were getting something different here with these Gungans coming out of the fog. That is just quality for 99, isn't it? Look at that. And don't forget, we had Star Wars for so long up to this point, had we?
No.
Oh, look at that, look. My arse was blown off. I was 23 when this trailer came out. So, how old were we? 99, 21.
Brilliant. I love the prequels.
Oh. Just everything about this trailer, just, again, like the first Star Wars trailer, you just got to see it.
To the prophecy of the one who will bring balance to the Force. You believe it's this boy?
He can see things before they happen.
He can help you.
The Force is unusually strong with him.
He was meant to help.
He's a great kid, isn't he, from Jingle All the Way?
Will I ever see you again?
What does your heart tell you?
Are you sure about this? Trusting our fate to a boy we hardly know?
Anakin Skywalker, meet Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello.
I sense much fear in you.
See, look, before the CGI.
Yeah. They all sense it. Why can't
this
you?
Bit, though, honestly.
Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Did you ever see that?
I must have watched this trailer a million times. And that was mad, wasn't it? All C-3PO all wired. And this ending as well, ended with the pod race. I'll tell you.
Spring 1999, Si.
To me, that's the greatest trailer ever made. I've never, ever been more excited for a film when I saw that trailer. Never. And I remember we had to wait weeks, and it came out in America long before it came. I think it was a 6 weeks wait we had. And we had a show at the time, really late at night, from America called America's Top 10 with Casey Kasem. And he'd show you the top 10 movies of that week. And so you'd always get a little snippet showing where the Phantom Menace was, and there'd be a new little thing every week. And I used to stay up just to tape them on VHS to put all these little clips together. I tell you, the Phantom Menace I absolutely loved it.
It was weird having Star Wars back, and it was funny as well because I remember you, McGregor, and I was thinking the junkie from Chainspotting. Do you know what I mean? I was like him. Do you know what I mean? And he was what great casting he was as the young Obi-Wan. Do you know? I was going to say Obi-Wan. It was just brilliant. It always makes me laugh the way they've got so much like Jar Jar Binks. I never disliked Jar Jar. It was just a character.
I was amazed watching Jar Jar Binks. You'd never seen anything like it before. Yeah. You got Jar Jar, then you got Gollum, and these were full CGI characters, and they were just amazing to look at. All right, people got annoyed with Jar Jar Binks, the way he spoke, the way all that, the comedy element of. What George Lucas has always stated, Star Wars is aimed at 12-year-olds, it's aimed at children. And when you start going back to the very beginning and your lead role's a little boy, do you know what I mean? I got it completely. I absolutely love the Phantom Menace. To me, it was so different from the first Star Wars films. I mean, let's be fair. If you took lightsabers, a few names, and R2-D2 away, this film does not look like Star Wars at all. Do you know what I mean? There's no stormtroopers. Yeah, but it's just flawless. I just love that movie.
Rob says he loves seeing Star Wars trailers going upside. They left you guessing on characters you saw. Exactly. That's what I remember when they were saying about the Yoda reveal. I thought, brilliant. You may only ever see the trailer a few times. It's not like going on YouTube. That's what we said, didn't we, Si? Going on your phone and going on YouTube. It's like, how many times did you watch the Force Awakens trailer? Thousands of times. Do you know what I mean? Because you could just do it. Yeah. Rewound and rewound. Being 50, I grew up on the original versions, but I love this. Still on about this special edition. We should have just done a channel on that. But I love this. I know, let it go. And being able to watch them in the cinema. Yeah. I agree. I do agree. I'll say it. I do agree. I think they should release them for people that want to watch them. Me
Yes, they
personally,
should.
it doesn't matter to me, but if people that really want to see it, yeah. And would I watch it? Yeah, of course I'd watch it. Yeah, I'd watch it again. I do love my original Latex Max and Monkey Looks. It was all raging carrots. Yeah. The big mouth singer in Jabba's Palace was the first thing I remember disliking. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. 100% Si. The original scenes is what I prefer. They kept changing the films of release after 97. It's stupid, really. Oh, yeah, that's your opinion, pal. Yeah, I agree with that. Lucas said that Hayden was the last time Anakin was a Jedi. I disagree because Vader returned as he died. That's the last time Anakin was a Jedi.
I just think it was necessary for what his thinking was, making the new Star Wars movies, but it was unnecessary for that sort of scene. Like, again, the sliced noodle scene was. I don't remember much in Empire Strikes Back being. What was actually changed in that or added to that? Was there a few? I remember the first one had a few fight scenes in it.
The Wampa was changed. I know that. The Wampa.
That's right. Yeah, well, the Wampa was a bit of a longer scene, wasn't it, and stuff.
Yeah. I'm team. Give us the originals. You've been around pubs too long to say
Princess Leia spy spray outfit.
The ghost gonna be Sebastian Shaw. Jeez, am I that far behind? The reason I'm far behind is like because look, they're writing novels. Everyone's like about 5.
Yeah, there's another one. Big Breakfast as well used to show it a lot, didn't they?
Yeah. Let me just catch up with this time. Unbelievable. Mrs. T recorded it while I was at work. Put it on when I came home. I just sat there, tea on my lap, going cold. Jaw dropping stuff, yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was brilliant.
I think we're just so anticipated, weren't we? First, George Lucas is bringing Star Wars back, but don't forget, by this time now, we'd already had Jurassic Park. We'd already had these great CGI movies that were up and coming. I think The Abyss was out, wasn't it, just before Star Wars, The Phantom Menace as well, wasn't it?
I think
what year was The Abyss? Was The Abyss 94, 95?
99. So it must have been around there, late 90s.
So again, when you looked at movies, especially Jurassic Park, your taste had changed. All of a sudden, graphics were like nothing you'd ever seen. Special effects were changing rapidly. There was no black fuzzy outline anymore. There was no off-light colour. There was no, it looked like a transfer onto a movie scene. It started to just change completely, didn't it? So no wonder George Lucas went, I've got to go back and make my Star Wars movies. I get it completely.
Do you remember this, Simon? I remember people paying to see a movie just to see this trailer. I do. Was it what movie was The Matrix? It was The Matrix.
I think it's one of the Matrix ones, yeah.
The first Matrix movie in 99, they were paying to see it just because this trailer was before The Matrix, I remember. Yeah. Lighting that dual-bladed lightsaber, I know. But this is the thing, look, the Yoda puppet was terrible. Glad
it was. It's because it didn't look. It was great having a puppet back. That was brilliant. Because let's be fair, we could have done that. I mean, even though we did eventually go on to replace it, that puppet was awful. It didn't look like Yoda, did it?
It was the Meet Joe Black as well. I saw Meet Joe Black. Paid to see Meet Joe Black just to see the trailer, but never saw Meet Joe. Walked out as soon as it's done. That's a bad Yoda.
I agree, Joe.
Lucky escape helps. Meet Joe Black is awful. I didn't. Yeah, Brad Pitt won it. Yeah, Anthony Hopkins.
Well, that's the funniest thing about us as Star Wars fans. We're so finicky. At one point, we'll say we don't want this changing, we don't want that changing. That was no needed, but we all wanted the Yoda puppet changing in the Phantom Menace. Do you know what I mean? It's funny, isn't it? How it's funny.
The irony, it's weird. I went to see the Phantom Menace. Just after I graduated from uni, we were late. Missed the first 5 minutes because my mate said we had plenty of time. I haven't seen him in 26 years. And here he is, Manga Bandanga. Phantom Menace is a great... I completely agree. Completely agree. I saw the Phantom Menace 10 times at the cinema. It was so great to have a new Star Wars. I loved it.
I did go back a few times.
The problem with any Star Wars post 83 is the tone is so different, but you liked it being different, didn't you, Si? You said the prequels.
It was refreshingly different because not only was it a new Star Wars format that you knew basically what was coming because you got the story. This is how Darth Vader turns to the dark side. But you can't tell me, Dario, you don't love battle droids and you don't love the clone army, and you know what I mean. I think personally, what keeps Star Wars alive today is most of that Clone War era. They seem to the next generation below me, especially, they love that Clone War era. that General Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka, all the Clone Wars, they love that sort of thing. And it really is strong today in Star Wars, that. Do you know what I mean?
It sounds like a lot of lads like it too, but he's not a fan at all. Look at this. Look, I hate to say, but the Phantom Menace to me was the worst. Unbelievable. Just as a holiday special, he didn't like it. Out of all this,
but again, I understand that because there is so much difference. Like I said, you take lightsabers, R2D2 away, and a couple of names. This film does not look like Star Wars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do get it. I do get it for that.
That's right, Si. Pops is right. The flight into Bespin was all changed. The slave.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He made Bespin more look outdoorsy, didn't he? Yes, he did.
Lucas has changed his tune multiple times about various elements of Star Wars over the years. He's not just a reliable source anymore. Yeah. Abyss was 2008, also known as The Last Jedi. 100%. Technically, technology got better and better for movies. It evolved, and he's still. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I did that. I paid a full ticket to see the trailer, then I walked out. Well, it's the same thing as what they're doing about Thingy Q, innit? Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. And they've changed all that. They've added more on, and I think it looks amazing. I would kill to go and see the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. Do you know when they've added AI?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
So what PGM is saying right there, I completely agree with. Everything evolves. You know, we watch Star. I guarantee in the next 20, 30 years, they'll probably do Star Wars up where you're in it. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's just funny, isn't it? You can't stop progression, can you? I didn't care much for the CGI Yoda, but I will say they nailed it with the figure. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they really did. Right, I think I've got down. I think I've caught up. To be honest, I'm not all that into Battle Droids or Clone Si. The originals had what?
First similitude. Nothing post 83.
I'm not saying that, Dario. Where'd you get that word from?
Everything after 83. It's dead after 83.
Everything after 83. Right. I've got a teaser trailer to show first for this one.
Oh.
I think it's
again. Attack of the Clones, another movie I really enjoyed. I really did. I know people had the problems with it, with the droid scene and all that, but I love the cartoon droids. And I thought that was a really nice homage to that cartoon.
Let's have a look. So let's just share that right there. Press it there. Go back to that. Here we go.
Now, again, how did this trailer progress after what the Phantom Menace actually was to people? We were there at the time. There wasn't a nice ring of the bell from it. Split the Star Wars community half and half.
Listen to that. This is a great teaser.
Oh, that, yeah. First time you saw Django. Mad that scene, innit?
Brilliant.
Back at the homestead. And because remember, we all thought they were stormtroopers up there because there's no close scene of them. We didn't know there were going to be clone troopers, what was coming.
Superb.
Again, I love Attack of the Clones. It's a great movie.
After the Thrawn trilogy, it spawned a lot more Star Wars merchandise, including new Kenner figures, card games, magazines. By the time the special editions came out, there was already momentum. I agree with that. In 10 years, you can all be in Star Wars icon dibs.
I think Martin will have a scrap with you for that one.
I had an heart attack of this. He had an attack of the clones this morning on the loo. What felt like about hours. That's not to say I hate everything after 3 size. Dario's trying to sort it out here. He says that's not to say he hates everything. Honest, every film has something to enjoy. It's just something that comes close to the originals. What do you think? The thing about that teaser trailer is Darth Vader at the start. The breathing, and how many times have you heard it? But when it's dark like that, you see it, you just think, "Oh my life!"
He did, but again, he did bang the drum that this new trilogy is about how Darth Vader turns to the dark side. So even though you weren't going to get Darth Vader at all in this one, it still progressed on that same thought. Do you know what I mean?
And this is where it changed, and I agree 100%. Dave, you've took the words right out of my mouth. This is the first time I've watched the Star Wars trailer up till now where you don't know the story. You don't, nothing linked up. It was just showing images and cities and you know what I mean? And you're like, whoa, what is that? Which was good, which was great. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Attack of the Clones. I don't understand how it gets so much flack when people say, oh, the worst movie ever is Attack of the Clones. And I'm like, do you like that fight with Django and Obi? Oh, I love that fight. Oh, do you like all the Jedis in the Geonosis? Oh, I love that. But it's a great movie.
There's a big charge from the fire spray.
Absolutely
brilliant. When that
brilliant.
bomb drops, that was something else, that completely. I remember sitting in the cinema and listening to the sound of that bomb, and it was like, bong, it was mental.
I remember the start. Start's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Jumps out the window and everything. I loved it. Yeah.
Well, what was she called? What's that bounty hunter? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Dan Wessel.
Zam Wessel. Yeah.
I thought there'd have been a bit more of her because she was a pretty cool character, being a shapeshifter and stuff. But I tell you what else I did like about her. If you go back and look at her guns, they were proper 1950s, like sort of pistols, Star Wars pistols, and that's what I love. I love her weapons.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at the official Attack of the Clones trailer. Let's have a look at it.
Camino, greatest level on Battlefront 2.
My negotiations will not fail.
Beautiful.
Love that chair as well, do you, man?
Yeah. Look at the. You remember the Royal Guards behind him? You're like, what?
Yeah.
You know I don't like it when you do that. Sorry, Master. I forgot you don't like flying. Well, you've lost it. If you'll excuse me.
Crazy, this, wasn't it?
I hate it when he does
Brilliant.
that. Anakin, don't do anything without first consulting either myself or the Council.
You don't need guidance, Anakin. I see you becoming the
This remember the opera scene? It's just brilliant. Just brilliant.
His abilities have made him arrogant.
Excuse me. I'm in charge of security here, milady.
And Ed.
Look at that.
They are using a bounty hunter named Django Fett to create a clone.
Remember the first time we saw Django, say all silver and blue.
It was crazy, wasn't it? Again, another one with cool guns. But he was a gunslinger sort, wasn't he?
Blast, that's why I hate flying.
This scene was just brilliant.
That was the seismic charge.
Yeah, just mad, wasn't it?
I will create a grand army of the Republic to counter the.
It was nice to see that making a comeback in Andor.
Yeah.
The courts.
You must join me, Obi-Wan.
And Christopher Lee, can't he?
Can you say?
Dark side clouds everything. In grave danger you are.
Yeah, first time you see R2 flies well in it, this one.
Mm-hmm.
I remember all the Jedi running with this big fight scene in a minute.
Begun this Clone War.
Begun this Clone Wars.
Yeah, this scene looked crazy.
Absolutely.
That's what I mean. I was buzzing for that. Was you not? Because, like I said, I was one that really did like the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
I was a bit miffed that they killed Darth Maul at the end. I wish to God they'd kept him for the full trilogy. But then again, you wouldn't have had Count Dooku if they did, would you? So, you know, for that sort of reason.
It's funny how they did that though, Sam, because obviously you had Cushing in the original, and then you know what I mean. It's like the what they called the horror something,
the Hammer House.
That's it, Sam. Yeah. You had them in there, and Christopher.
They had such being presence though, didn't they? When Peter Cushing spoke, you listened to him. Same for Christopher Lee. Do you know? I'll always say that of all the Bond movies, my favourite is The Man with the Golden Gun, because for one, Bond had a character villain that was just as cool as him. Do you know what I mean?
He says here the worst part of Attack of the Clones is Obi-Wan saying how many old. It happened to us. Me and Jen went to get some furniture for this lady's house, old lady, and she had a picture of Obi-Wan on the mantelpiece side. I said, "Oh, you Star Wars."
How did you feel at the beginning where they go into that American's diner and it's all that American diner bit, and the guy comes like and talks to him?
Loved it. How big your pocketbook is?
Your Stop this dart because we don't dart, do they?
I absolutely loved it. I think
Yeah.
it was incredible. Yeah, the Attack of the Clones trailers was incredible. The movie wasn't my favorite of the 6, but I was pumped to see it. The Battle of Endor music, just perfect choice at the end of the trailer. Yeah, and even at the start, bam, bam, bam. Do you know what I mean? Just brilliant.
Yeah.
Just loved it. Loved it. I think the problem with the prequel and sequels was the bar was set so high with the originals that nothing could, and that's why I've never compared them ever. I've had this conversation with the ZSR lads, and we've all done Star Wars things. You can't compare to those three. The lightning in a bottle. Everything was flawless. Do you know what I mean? To us, you know, we did see into kids' eyes, and so I try my hardest not to compare it, because you watch a new movie and you're like, well, it's not as good as Return of the Jedi. Nothing's as good as Return of the Jedi.
It happens a lot. Look at The Hobbit. The Hobbit trilogy was nothing like the first Lord of the Rings. Absolutely nothing. Didn't even take half of what the first Lord of the Rings took. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that actually don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's very hard to continue something, and especially tell a different story. Same for Harry Potter, when they did all the Grindelwald films and all that. They weren't anything like the Harry Potter's were. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And I think sometimes it is a gamble to make something in the same world, but just a little bit different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at that. The order can belly up. Yeah, but I love his fight at the end. I love the way he just pulled his cape back and he just came to it. Super cool. Des says, the amount of times I used to say to my daughters, pack your things, we're leaving. Haven't made you as far away to Coruscant. Oh, brilliant. Looks like a video game, no realism, it's just not believable. Fun movie though, but then none of it's believable.
You've got to remember the times of this. We've not seen anything like this at the time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you watched the Attack of the Clones, this was a new thing up and coming, all this CGI and stuff. Now, yeah, of course it looks a bit rubbery, but back then it blew your mind.
One of my favorite scenes with the Jedi and the clones on the battlefield. Yeah, Geonosis Arena. It was superb. Lots of great shots. I remember another teaser trailer that showed them all just running with all the lightsabers out, and you were like, "What?" Do you know what I mean? Absolutely.
It proves to me how bit tougher Mace Windu was, because whereas Obi-Wan sort of struggled with Jango, he didn't struggle whatsoever, did he? Do you know what I mean? Like 3 moves, he was gone, head off. So it was a bit like, it showed to me the power of Mace Windu. Like, this is a bit of a dude, this guy. You know what I mean?
I've got another teaser to show us right here. I love this teaser. This is a real good one. Superb.
Oh, fourth great Star Wars film.
The Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic before the Dark Times, before the Empire. A young Jedi named Darth Vader, who was a pupil of mine until he turned to evil, helped the Empire hunt down.
Yeah, that scene there.
Jedi Knights. Vader was seduced by the dark side of the Force.
Brilliant.
Tone's completely different, isn't it, from the first two?
Dark, even the music, the music they picked.
Yes, Master.
Right.
Quality.
His helmet always looked massive though there, didn't it? Like huge.
Because you have that under side look, aren't you? That's why.
Yeah.
Full samurai garb.
Brilliant. I remember as well, because they were all yellow up to them, weren't they? And then they made that one red. Revenge
Again,
of the Sith
they
red,
always finish it.
you know?
Any Star Wars film that has a red font is the best ones, aren't they? Well,
Right.
until it gets later on. But what
My
I love
favourite,
about that trailer, Mark, is if you noticed, out of all these prequel trailers, that one looks the most Star Wars. That one looks like Star Wars again. C-3PO, lightsabers, Emperor, all of it's in that trailer. Do you
It's
know
my
what I mean?
youngest son's favourite movie, and he always waits to the part where he goes, "I hate you." He loves that part, you know. And he's
What's your favourite quote from that? There's so many. My favourite quote is, Is it possible to learn this power? Not from a Jedi.
Yeah. Just the way. It's just, I thought it was brilliant. I thought Hayden Christensen was great in Revenge of the Sith too. Do you know what I mean? I know he got a lot of flack for Attack of the Clones for his acting and so forth, but I just thought it was brilliant. I like that there's a part where he's with Padme at the start and she's packing and she's not really listening to him. She's doing other stuff and he goes, I feel lost. And it's just the way he does it, the way he says it, because we know what's going to happen and we know what's turning up. And you just feel for him so much. He's just like, I feel lost. Like he doesn't, you know what I mean? And so that's one of my favorite parts in Revenge of the Sith. I feel lost. You know what I mean? I want more and I know I shouldn't and all that sort of stuff. I just thought it was brilliant film.
It's definitely the fourth best Star Wars film. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that. Vader's arm placement is different in the film. I was about to say that, Matt. I'm sorry, and I understand we have different opinions, but Revenge of the Sith is just an amazing Star Wars movie. I completely agree. I absolutely love Revenge of the Sith. And I went to see it in the pictures. Yeah. I don't know whether some of the chat. Did you? I went to see the anniversary of it, and I loved it. Loved it. Seeing it on back on the big screen. I absolutely loved it. You know.
Palpatine's gold lightsaber as well. His lightsaber gold. That was always quality for me because I was like, you can tell him in the prequels. He's a man of a bit of finery, wasn't he? Always wore fine robes and stuff. Always had his hair nice and stuff. So when he pulled out that gold lightsaber, I was like, what a top touch that is.
So he did it though as well.
A gold lightsaber, wouldn't he? Do you know what I mean?
It was like the taxi driver with the gun. Do you remember Robert De Niro? He pulls it out like that and he just comes
treason.
His hand. Yeah, it's treason then. Just brilliant. I wasn't a fan of Revenge when it came out, but I love it more every time I watch it now. Just wish they had more Vader in the suit. However, Obi-Wan TV show made up for it. I
remember watching a documentary of this. It was like a BBC thing with George Lucas talking about it. And he said the reason why he never put Hayden Christensen in the Vader suit from Attack of the Clones or the start Revenge of the Sith is because you've got 3 movies with him as Darth Vader. Yeah. And once he said that, I thought, why be greedy? We've got all the original. He's Darth Vader all the way through him.
I agree with that, pal. Yeah. Could you imagine sitting in the production room? It's dark, but how do we make it darker? Some guy raises his hand and says, "How about Anakin slaying a bunch of kids?" Bingo.
Master Skywalker. There are too many of them.
Yeah, totally, Martin. No one could. Exactly right, mate. Exactly right. I'm enjoying this because all you lads are getting on sound with this, and I like all your opinions and everything you're talking about. It's been brilliant. Like I say, we're up to 50 all night. It's been superb. This, I've loved it. Revenge of the Sith got me back into model making. I can definitely agree with that. We don't know exactly what happened there, Rob. Long time ago. You're totally entitled to have different opinions. It's great. You're so passionate about Revenge of the Sith, but it was never. They got to a new scene. Right, let's get to the actual trailer for Revenge of the Sith. Let's see what this one's like. Here we go. Have that.
You missed that before Star Wars films, 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
I do. Look at that shot.
The Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Superb,
Is
isn't
it possible to learn this power?
Not from a Jedi.
Not from a Jedi.
The Council wants you to report on all the Chancellor's dealings.
That's treason.
We are at war, Anakin.
Very dangerous putting them together. I don't think the boy can handle it. I don't trust him.
That's a top scene as well, wasn't it?
Oh, the way he manipulated him was world class. It was brilliant the way he did it.
What? Obi-Wan and the Council don't trust.
Yeah, he's shroud of all this lot. None of this lot had a clue.
To know the dark side of the Force, and you achieve a power greater than any Jedi.
You're under arrest, Chancellor.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
Yeah.
Do it.
That's a great scene.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Every single Jedi is now an enemy of the Republic.
Men, remember seeing that in it as well.
Do not hesitate. Show no mercy.
Who could have done this?
by the dark side young Skywalker has become.
I feel so helpless.
That opening, oh my god.
Superb.
And do you know what? It's like I said, going back through these trailers, these first 6, this is why it became a worldwide phenomenon. Do you know what I mean? This is why. When you look at scenes like that and you remember them like they were yesterday, and you know, watching that now, you just want to make you put it on and watch it. You've seen it a million times. It just has that power, doesn't it? It's so strange.
And the other thing as well, Si, one thing about these trailers, it's boom, boom, boom. Every scene, you're like, whoa, whoa. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
and maybe that was the build-up as well, because these were before the original Star Wars films in format story. And by the time it gets to Revenge of the Sith, look how much more Star Wars it looked than the Phantom Menace and the Attack of the Clones. And it went bang. So by the time it did get round to this Star Wars, you sort of believe that was the progression.
And I agree with that. This is meant to be a darker tone, and they're meant to be, you know, because the Skywalker saga, it's a tragedy, really, isn't it? I mean, you know, if you look at the way it started, you know, 2 orphan kids and what the dad went through, and the mum died, and all that is, you know, it's like a Greek tragedy. And I suppose he wrote it like that, but I just think that it's like I said, I've always had all the time in the world for the prequels. I was always a big fan, and then we thought that was it, really, didn't we? Until Disney bought it, and then we got the new trailers. Now, I know you're not a big fan of the sequels, but the next set, I've got 2 teasers to show, and obviously the main trailer for this. One of the things I will definitely say is I was absolutely in love with the atmosphere and the aura around Force Awakens. It was like Star Wars is back in a big way. We all loved it, and the trailers and the teasers were absolutely brilliant. Now, the first trailer I'm going to show, this came out actually a year before the actual movie, so let me just get this for you. I just love this trailer. I just think it's superb. I know you'll all remember where you were when you saw this.
Again, this trailer was amazing. Great. Any little snippet from the beginning was just to get a sniff after, what was it, 17 years?
Yeah. This was the teaser that came out a year before. And I love this teaser trailer.
Have you felt it?
The way he comes up, you know what I mean? Boom.
Oh, shit. Remember that thing?
I remember seeing that, and I was like, what? Stormtrooper, first time we saw the Stormtroopers.
Kill shot. They see
dark side.
That blew my head off. I'll tell you, just like how he revealed the double-sided lightsaber, that to me, being a big fan of Medieval and King Arthur and all that, when I first saw that, I was so excited. I was like, what is coming here? It rung like a bit of a Knights of Camelot, Star Wars, you know what I mean?
And this. We've seen the Falcon fly, but not like this. Absolutely brilliant. December 2015. Remember, it was Thanksgiving 2014.
We were all at that age when that trailer came out that we got proper choked. A lot of us, didn't we? Like, what the hell? It's back again. Because you thought that's it, didn't you? Really, you never really thought. So when Disney bought it, said what they were going to do, and they were going to make spin-offs and do this and that, whatever. It was such an exciting time if you're a Star Wars fan. It really was.
Martin says here, just watching these trailers, Si, makes me sad about what we got. I enjoyed The Force Awakens. I'm sticking by that. I loved it. Was a shame because I won't go back and watch Force Awakens now, because simply what happens later on. And, you know, I know we're all going to have differences in what we think of the sequels or whatever, but I love The Force. I maybe it was just caught up with it and so forth. And do you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm amazed that you were, if I had seen it. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun. Let's have a look. Yeah, Force Awakens was a great trailer. But here's another. This is another teaser trailer. This one, I think we all started crying at this one, didn't we? Or where is it? Let's have a look. Here we go. The official trailer. Let's get that up. God, I can't believe I've not made one mistake yet, Si. I'm pretty impressed.
It's time yet. Don't jinx yourself.
So this is the actual official one that they did.
Again, beautiful shots looking at deserted Star Destroyer. It's like...
I'm no one.
I was raised to do one thing. But I've got nothing to fight for.
His character was just dreadful, wasn't it?
What they do with Leia's theme, though, here. Beautiful.
I will finish.
Do you remember seeing that first time?
That just made no sense to me, though. None.
Look at that.
It's true. It's this shot here, it goes into it and then pulls up.
Yeah.
All of it. The dark side. A Jedi. They're real.
The Force. It's calling to you.
Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And like I said, before you'd seen the movie and this is what you're getting, I was just like, this looks crazy. You know, and we all thought that it was going to be Finn that was the Jedi. I remember as well,
because got that lightsaber up his back and then survived.
The first Black Series race, I didn't come with a lightsaber, but Finn did. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, so even in the toys, they gave it like a, beautiful trailer. I thought I had the one.
Best way for me to describe The Force Awakens is, it's like I've come home from being out, and I've got a nice pair of brand new Gucci slip-ons in the front room, beasts, and I put my feet in them, and they're full of dog shit. And that's the best way I can describe that film.
Yeah, but you can when you watch the film. You didn't think that when you saw these trailers.
Exactly, and that's the thing. When they drew me in and got me so excited again, proper choked up, Star Wars is back. I have never had my heart broken by any movie as much as The Force Awakens. It was absolutely abhorrent. I couldn't watch it. I've watched it once. I will never watch these prequels again, ever.
Yeah. We're going to get up to that as well, Jonathan. So I'll bring this up again, the way the trailers are put together for you. All right. Hi, Dean. Good morning, fellas. I must have watched episode 7 trailer about 100 times. Yeah, I thought I had the one up there, but I've just checked I haven't. There was one that it says, Chewie, we're home. And Luke's talking. I have it. My sister has it. Do you know what I mean? I forgot to put that up. But I love that trailer just as much. That was an awesome trailer as well. Let's have a look. Totally Taylor's is here. Did love the hype for this. He goes, yeah. I've got to admit, just my opinion, it was one of my favourite times to be a Star Wars fan. Around then,
it was the last time I ever got excited over a Star Wars trailer. I never did ever again. And never ever after any single trailer after that for Star Wars did I ever get excited again for. Not ever again. Yeah, because I knew the disappointment of that movie. Watching it for me, I was like, everyone that's making this does not give a shit. No one cares about this franchise at all. And it got worse and it got worse to a point of now it's utter stupid. That now you get more entertainment watching people on YouTube laugh about Star Wars that's coming up. It's not what it was. It's not this great cinematic experience anymore. Do I want it to come back to that? Of course I do. You are never going to get this back under Disney. Again, my opinion, we all have a different one. But after this film, to me, Star Wars was on its arse, no doubt about it.
G-Force got a good point. He says good characters, great cinematography, but no story. And I mean, I like The Force Awakens. I did, and I enjoy. And I think as well, my two oldest kids were a lot younger. They were 9 and 7 when it was out. So I was like, I can share an experience. I think Matt's Collection says the same thing with his boys. He shares an experience of Star Wars with your family. So I remember going the first on a Friday to see it. Then I took Suki was away. She had a party, something. I took her the very next year, and she loved it. I thought, and I think that's what it was for me. I mean, I couldn't have been more wrong when I saw the second one, but you know, I loved it. I could be wrong, but I think the first time they showed this trailer was on an NFL Monday Night Football game. I was over the moon. Yes, it was. It was a Thanksgiving game. I remember it's Thanksgiving around there. 2014 they showed it. So do you remember where you were, Si, when you first saw it, the actual Force Awakens teaser trailer?
I think Rob's right. I think we were all waiting for this American football match to be on, and it came on between our time. I thought it was the Super Bowl. I thought it was one of them. But I think you're right.
10 years already. It's flown, hasn't it? Ignorance is bliss, as they say back. The Force Awakens trailers are fantastic. I got so excited for the movies. Yeah, I mean, I've got to admit, I remember my wife just coming in when it just says Chewie were home in that trailer, and my tears were streaming. Because remember, and I didn't get him back, and especially when he died in The Force Awakens as well, I was so upset by that.
Yeah, but that was so predictable, though.
Yeah, but what
I think Harrison Ford already spoke like through was going, well, because he kept saying in interviews before, well, I wanted him to die in the first ones, and I wanted him to die in the first ones, and I don't really like Star Wars, but I've come back for this, and I thought you're going to be killed off in this, and there it was on a bridge with no railings. And I think
what it is though, I think it just upset me about him dying in that was the fact that I've loved him all my life. You know what I mean? He's an idol to you. One of him, Luke, Lando, Chewie. You know, you see someone that you've known since you were all your life has been, you know, the way he goes.
To me, honestly, pal, there is absolutely nothing good about The Force Awakens. Absolutely nothing at all. It started stories off that it never finished. It started to explain things it never finished fully explaining. To me, it was just absolutely ridiculous. It was ridiculous. All that there, I'm going to start what you finished. We know what happened. His son saved him. You know, what you want about, you pillock? Do you know what I mean? And what I don't understand is, why would he think like that, getting trained off Luke Skywalker? It just made no sense. The whole thing was insulting. And then I'm like, this is a Star Wars ripoff. And it's like, you had the Death Star, then you had another Death Star. Now you've got this Death Star that we built in 30 years.
Some degree, but I did like it, but I always gave it the thing for that. Look, you've just come back after everyone the uproar about this, the prequels, whatever. I don't mind it being more or less exactly like Star Wars. Let's see what happens next. That's what it was for me.
Now I remember your words to me. Your words to me were that after I'd been on about a 5-hour rant after I'd seen The Force Awakens. Your words to me were, and they did stay with me. He said, "Look, this is the first one back. It's under a new company. All that. Let's see how the second one goes." And then I remember going seeing the second one before you did. And I was just laughing because your last words to me was, I don't care what they do. You just better not do anything with Luke Skywalker. And them words always stuck with me, Mark, always.
Oh, man. I tell you what, I don't think we can go into another shabby man under one of them for years. I understand the hype and atmosphere and the camaraderie of The Force Awakens, but the movie was terrible for a litany of reasons. Some people like it, some people don't. Exactly right, Wizzy. I know what you mean. I can see why people don't, but I think looking back, I think to me it was like a few of us have said, it was all the whole atmosphere of it. It's all back and it's all new and it all looks 4K and you see what I mean? New characters. Then you've seen the Falcon and Chewie and Han and you're like, what? You know?
The world is seamless. I will say one thing. They've seamlessly gone into Lucas Star Wars. The outfits, the sets, everything is brilliant. I like the way in the sequels they didn't heavily rely on CGI for a lot of scenes, which was good for Star Wars. And they've never looked as good, but they've never been as stupid.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. I mean, it's like what Donut says here. One big thing they didn't do much was featuring the Knights of Ren. We only saw
there's a lot of things he did, like when she pulls out his lightsaber. I've got this lightsaber. Where'd you get that from? It's a time for another time, but I'm not going to tell you because I'm a little orange woman who's trying to be Yoda. But it was weird. It made no sense.
There you go. I still remember the feeling I had watching this movie at the theatre opening night and seeing Han and Chewie run. It's what I mean. There was little elements of it. I was just like, you know, but again, it's the trailers in it, and the trailers were superb. They really were. Another great trailer right? And he did finally get his death, which I didn't agree with at all. But Luke trained for a total of 5 minutes on screen. Another great trailer, another great movie was this one. I love this film.
The world is
That's a great shot, that, isn't it, over Jeddah.
Imperial flags reign
Get that.
across the galaxy.
Can you be trusted without your shackles?
Let's just get this over with, shall we?
We've a mission for
Beautiful,
you.
her, isn't she?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Well, she's
A
called
major
Genevieve Si.
weapons test is imminent. We need to know how to destroy it.
Look at that.
If you're really doing this,
Again, visually stunning.
Good.
good. I've been recruiting for the rebellion for a long time.
We destroyed our home. I fight the Empire now.
Do you remember when you spoiled the film at Comic-Con?
Yeah, he did, yeah. I do, Sam. Donnie Yen, though. Do you remember seeing him?
Donnie Yen. The Iron Monkey.
I will not kill you.
Ip Man himself, Si.
Once upon a time in China.
Every day they grow stronger.
There is a 97.6% chance of failure. He means well.
Brilliant. Remember this? It just looks back at him. Oh,
Are you with me?
I was never in the film, wasn't that part?
No.
All the way.
Love that film. Love it. Look at that. Do you remember Vader at the end? Oh man, what a great movie. You're not a big fan of it, are you? You're not you know what I mean?
No. I tell you, like I said, I don't sit on fences. It's my opinion, like everybody else's.
Yeah.
If you take the Tarkin scenes and you take the Vader corridor scene out of Rogue One, that film is boring as hell. Boring.
You should have bought some sketchy slip-on size dog shit free. Oh, look at that. Dean's meeting John Boyega next week. Nice one. Oh, where's that? You going to a convention in Australia? That sounds pretty cool. Thanks, everyone, except for Ray. The sequel systematically destroyed our childhood heroes of Han, Luke, and Leia. I completely agree. Completely negated the ending of Return of the Jedi. I completely agree. They ended up being utter garbage. I completely agree. I do. I love The Force Awakens. Yeah, it was good. And women drivers, am I right? Oh, brilliant. Let's have a look. And Gil said, damn you, JJ, damn you. 100% agreed, Si. No care or attention for what came before.
No. And this is what upset me, because Star Wars was always the special one. He was a special one at the Oscars, seeing little clips. It was a special one if he made any appearances on the Muppets or Blue Peter. And every time you saw any clip of that film, you had a bit of pride about you, because what you was into was better than anything anyone else was into. And it was just destroyed, absolutely just pissed on. It's just ruined.
Oh, that's his professional way. It was absolutely pissed on. Can't wait for the Lord of the Rings Return of the King special edition. There is no extra scenes in it, but then he cuts out the way.
I've heard there's more scenes added. The PGM.
GJC says, this may sound elitist, but the main issue I had with The Force Awakens was the fact that Ben was a Skywalker and it was easily bested with Rey with no training. Luke was the chosen one's son and still. Yeah. I agree.
But that didn't make any sense. He's a right hand and Luke's Leia. Right. We're doing a thing about their kid. He's a little twat. But, you're like, it wouldn't, I mean, just everything was just wrong. It was wrong when I saw him on that big ship when we first got introduced to Han Solo and Chewie again. And it was like a different Han and Chewie entirely, back being smugglers, back on a big garbage like ship. This sort of, the things were bloody wobbly arms. It was just like, what the hell is this?
Again, we never saw Ben train either, so we assumed he was fully trained. Yeah, the mentor dies in the first film of the trilogy. That's a good point. He looks like a poor student. He was part of Luke's Jedi Academy. To be honest, Dario, I don't even acknowledge the sequels as canon.
I don't. There was a lot of rumours, wasn't there, that when the Rey movie comes back, she was going to do a bit of a Patrick Duffy, wake up in the shower and it was all a dream, wasn't there?
I think it's gone too far now. I think if they would have done it, expelled him, they would have done it by
Listen,
now.
Warner Brothers, even though to me they've got the wrong idea now, they did pull the plug when things weren't going right. And I just wish Disney would take that logic, but they don't.
Biker says he actually saw The Force Awakens for its release in Dublin. Remember, coming out of the film, wanted to feel elated, but deep down feel dejected. You get a pass for liking Hayden at the end of Return of the Jedi for that. Absolutely. It was the first time I left a Star Wars film at the cinema and felt awful. The Clone Wars one was bad. First time I've left a Star Wars cinema was this one. This is the teaser. The teaser is really good as well. It's a shame this, because the teaser is awesome, but here we go.
Now, I suppose for Star Wars fans now, there was a lot of hope riding on this movie.
I always thought, what's
know.
wrong with the finger? Watch your finger here, Si. Right? Look at a finger here.
Yeah. Hang on a minute.
I always remember, for some reason, I always remember that finger. How the hell does she do that? Do you know what I mean? Anyway.
She's them.
These look brilliant. I was gutted. These look brilliant.
You've not made it full screen.
Oh, have I not? Hang on. Oh, yeah. Sorry. There you go. Right there. Breathe.
Just
breathe. All that sauce.
Everyone was going to this island in Ireland, weren't they? They were for tours and stuff.
What do you see?
What do you see?
I see dead people.
Light.
Oh, what's happened?
It's a bit more ruined.
The balance
It's so much bigger.
What do you think?
I think up to now, this is the shittest trailer for Star Wars.
Oh, look at
how
that.
shit it is, though. It's like
slow, isn't it?
It's time for the Jedi
to end.
To end.
So I mean, just stupid shit like that.
Oh, brilliant. It's like stupid shit like that.
That film should have just been called Star Wars.
Yeah.
The stupid shit. That's all it should have been called.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. For me, the sequels are okay, says Ardes. Just there. Just live with it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they're there, aren't they? I think we spent so many years hating it, haven't we? I got to share my sequels with my kids, which was special. Same as me for Force Awakens, like I just said, yeah. So I agree with
Well,
that.
guess what? I don't have any kids, and that's why I hate them twice as much as you lot.
Episode 1 to 6 is essentially about the fall and redemption of Anakin Skywalker, fulfilling the prophecy to destroy all the Sith, all made pointless with the sequels. Yeah, Rogue One was a proper Star Wars, so I don't know why Si hates it. I love it, and it changed A New Hope for
I don't
me.
hate Rogue One. I don't hate it at all. It's just boring. It's just boring. It's
Yeah,
like there's nothing going on.
Oh, I don't know. Excitement. He said that about Andor, but I remember being on the streams and everyone was saying, "Oh, Andor," and I was like, "It's going to be brilliant." Peak of the Empire, the rise of the rebellion, and it was awesome. But I like reading a good book, so I don't mind the slowness. I didn't mind the slow pace. I just thought it was fantastic. I loved it. Yeah, Rogue One is awesome. Made even better by Andor. Completely agree, Dario. This is a superb film. Ranked 6 for me. What? Which one? Rogue One. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Rogue One. Best modern movies by a mile. Now we're talking. 40% of this trailer wasn't even in the final film. I know, how weird is that? That is very weird because, well, Gareth Hedgewood didn't do the end, did he? It was Tony Gilroy that came in and finished off the end of Rogue One, wasn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, it all got completely changed, a bit like how Ron Howard did with, was it Solo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right. Because it was the two bullet. It was the guys that made the Lego movie and stuff. What are they called?
Yeah,
Them.
Christopher Miller, wasn't it?
That's it. Something a Miller. Yeah. Rogue One saved Star Wars for me. I agree, Mr. B. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I love Rogue One. There was loads of teasers for Rogue One as well. Remember, they saw the Death Troopers for the first time and the Scarif Troopers.
Now that to me is the greatest thing that's come out of all of Disney Star Wars, the Death Trooper. I love the sound of them. I love that all black outfit. And I've never seen a cooler Star Wars outfit outside of the Biker Scout, but that one. I love that Death Trooper. That's really cool.
I was at the Comic Con when he spoiled the Ensign, the massive.
When he dies, remember everybody went, whoa! And they're like, shut up.
Yeah. You kind of knew it anyway, though, didn't you, really? Do you know what I mean? Because
you knew it. You were told from the beginning none of these survive in this film. You were told that, weren't you? So it wasn't really so much a spoiler, was it, in a sense?
No. Dario says it right here. I would love to see the original Gareth Edwards cut. Was supposed to be a gritty war movie, especially judging by the trailer. It was. It was meant to be.
What do you think it was? Why was he took over then?
It was really dark, and I think they just wanted to slim it down a bit and stuff. So they brought in Tony Gilroy, which I don't mind because you've seen what he's done with the Andor TV show, and been brilliant. So absolutely, Dario, Saving Private Ryan Wars. There you go. I wasn't a fan of the cadence and the surprisingly music tone in too many scenes, but Rogue One was pretty good. But it needed a lot of work.
Like the beginning music, that. I was like, what's going on here? Like, this is weird.
I loved it. I loved it. Michael Giacchino did the music, didn't he? I still have some merch that I bought at the time. I didn't know any better. I still can't get rid of it for love nor money. Forget the Last Jedi trailer. I think we've just seen it in that, so I'm not going to show that one. It's just... Oh, should I show it? Should I show the actual trailer, the official one?
Show the trailer.
Let's show it. Why not? Let's have a look at it. So this is the actual official Last Jedi trailer. Here we go.
It's already happened, Mark. We're on to the sequels now. The anger's already built in me. You can feel the anger.
I can feel the anger. Here we go. Last Jedi. See, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
No, it wasn't. That was pretty cool.
It was Attack of the Clones, though, wasn't it?
I loved this red, didn't you? It looked mint, that. I will say that.
Truly special.
You know, the worst fight you've ever seen.
Ever seen? Din, 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 din.
There's nothing to get you excited about this, Mark.
Oh, when he threw it, but when he threw it, oh man, I was fuming.
But now it's awake. And I need help.
Holy shit! Black Shrimp.
It does now.
Wasted.
Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to.
Cool shit, that, innit?
That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
Ah! Mary Poppins!
But look at him, though. When you see the trailer, you're like, what? This is awesome.
It already pissed on its chips for me, Mark.
Yeah, I suppose if you didn't like the
I didn't like these characters. I didn't like what they were becoming. It was just, I was like, great. Love the Star Wars films here.
The way you think. Fulfill your destiny.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
It's me! Oh. The film that destroyed it forever. Destroyed it for good.
Oh,
Nothing turned.
Oh. I agree,
it's
Sam.
absolutely lovely.
100% on the Solo Chewie weirdness. Well, we're going to get to that. The C was a we'll get to that, definitely. I just checked the football scores. Oh, I think you got beat again, Si. I was hoping do explain some of the story threads of The Force Awakens. Boy, was I wrong. 100% wrong. Exactly.
Like nothing, did it? Nothing. The whole film was like the world's biggest chase. It was so weird.
When he was sucking on that, got the milk. It was just so.
Oh, Mark, they turned him from the coolest guy ever. Look at Luke in Return of the Jedi and that suit and everything, the power he's got. Walks into that Death Star on his own. I'm going to nobble you, like not even bothered. And they turned him into a dirty wizard.
But the thing is, you look at this. Luke left a map to find him. Last Jedi. Luke, where are you? F off. Why never rewatched it. Never.
No,
I tried it.
Not once.
About a month after, because I remember coming out of the cinema and I hated it. I was like, what the France? And I couldn't, because we went with all my nieces and nephews and all my kids. So there's like 8 or 9 kids. Oh, what did you think? What did you think? And I'm like, I don't know. Do you know? And it was a weird drive. I'll never forget. I was in the back of my sister-in-law's car, and I was sat there thinking, "What have I just watched?" Do you know what I mean?
I think for me, Mark, I think The Force Awakens was the knife in, and The Last Jedi it turned. Do you know what I mean? I think that's just what it was. It didn't surprise me after The Force Awakens, but I did not know the direction, what they were actually doing, what they were planning, and it was the most mind-boggling decision, still to this day, I think, in Hollywood.
Yeah, I remember coming out of The Last Jedi in tears, just knowing some pellet on the internet defended it. The Last Jedi to The Rise of Skywalker is a complete mess, in my opinion. You're not wrong. I used the DVD for firewood. No one likes it. Yeah. I did like the fact that they came out at Christmas. There was so plenty of merch apart from The Rise of Skywalker, obviously. That's right. I think The Last Jedi and Solo was the last ones to do it, wasn't it? I give out The Last Jedi's Christmas presents to people I hate. So if one of you is getting The Last Jedi for Christmas off Martin, you know why. Let's be honest. We're going to see it because it's Star Wars. Of course we were. Yeah, but I tell you what it did do, though. I didn't go and see The Rise of Skywalker because of it. I did not go and see it. I was determined, like, I'm not watching it. And I watched it, and when it came out, and I thought, yeah, I'm glad I didn't go and see it, to tell you the truth. I thought it was garbage. Finn needs a pilot, as he can't pilot a ship. In The Last Jedi, Finn flies a ship to a casino. There's only one day between the movies, and Finn was unconscious. I know, pals. It's just.
I've never in my life felt more sorry for an actor than John Boyega in the whole of the Star Wars universe. Never in my life. They just did not have a clue what to do with that lad. They just didn't have a clue. No idea.
The sequels suck. If I ever watch them once, never watch them again. Exactly, TGC. Wait, Si hates Rogue One. If Si had a YouTube channel, I was unsubscribed. This is Shabby'S.
No, like I said, I don't hate Rogue One. I just find it extremely boring.
I was in the audience when Bay spoke. So that's 2 people. Donut and Dario was there as well. Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. That when he said it, I kid Martin, you're doing fine against Adam. I enjoy the sequels, but the biggest Disney crown was not having a story art plan for the sequels. Truly amazing stupidity.
Yeah.
You can tell, can't you, as well, Darren, watching them, that you've just come in and started from fresh, aren't you, when it's your turn to make one. Do you know what I mean? Make it small screen again. Not your finest performance, pals. Here's one for you. I love this movie too, and I know Si's not a fan, but I like this one. So let's just get this here.
Oh no, is this the one where Lando goes around shagging microwaves? I know this now. Star Wars. Right.
How dark it is, though. That was the only issue with this film, wasn't it? How dark it was.
The best thing about this film is that kid as Han Solo. He was great.
He was great. And he was good as Lando, though, Si. He was a great
Lando.
Was,
but his character put me off when I found out he likes to finger his robot.
You look good. A little rough around the edges, but good.
Heard about a job. Big shot gangster. Put together crew.
And I don't like all this big famous names in Star Wars.
Well, you're getting them again in the new one.
Drove me out of it completely, man.
It is a long time for a shot like this.
You always had a thing for Sandy Newton, haven't you?
Yeah, always. Yeah.
You got a line on a ship?
Yeah, I know a guy. He's the best smuggler around.
I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true.
Everything.
Yes, I do, Shag my robot.
It's true.
Hey.
Freedom! Joy rides!
Freedom for the microwaves!
See the Falcon, all nice, all beautiful.
You're in this life for good.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
So stupid.
Chains Troopers, brilliant. That chain scene
Yeah,
was
they
awesome.
were quality then.
Yeah. Look at the Falcon like that.
And you will never be disappointed.
That's cool, dropping that ATST, you need to forget about that.
Since when do you know how to fly? 190 years old? You look great.
Yeah, the Kessel Run.
That's a bit Indiana Jones, isn't it?
Brilliant, Si. Brilliant. Now, you were telling me about this, about you don't like the part where he meets Chewie and he's talking, what is it?
There's a lot of that film I don't like. I don't like the ending. I didn't like the way they messed up all this, what was it called? The Crimson Tide and all this, and then we never got anything out of it. I didn't like Woody Harrelson's character in it. It was just stupid. It was one of them films again. It was just like this is pointless. You're changing characters around, and the Millennium Falcon looking that way with the front cover, because we've always known about that from books, that it's that sort of ship originally. So that was cool. Yeah, like he said, the lad who played Lando was cool, but the lad who played Han Solo was really good. But again, stupidity of it all.
I liked it because it wasn't a Harrison Ford impression. It was a Han Solo mannerisms. That's why I liked it. Do you know what I mean? Because I thought, because I remember that Anthony Gruber looks just like a young Harrison Ford. He was meant to be playing him, wasn't he? And he picked Alden right. And I was happy with the way he did it. I could see Han Solo in him, but I didn't see Harrison Ford.
Wasn't that one of the worst box office for a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, it flopped big. Well, he didn't flop. It made 500.
Just considering we're saying all this, that lad's never been seen as Han Solo again.
No, but he's in a few things. I just watched him in a thing yesterday that came
out.
But
a Star Wars mark is that there was a big fuss that this guy's going to replace Han Solo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Now they're turning more for CGI in these characters back than they are looking for a new actor to play him. So I wonder where his position stands now as Han Solo. Is he ever going to be back as Han Solo, or do you think that's it gone?
Were you under the thing side with that when you saw the trailer for Solo and you knew they were making it? Were you under that thing like why are they making it? Because I never was. I was like, yeah, I'll watch a Solo movie. Brilliant.
Again, what Des says is true to all Star Wars fans. If it's Des Star Wars, you're going to watch it. No matter if it's a 3-minute cartoon or if it's a full feature-length movie, no matter what you've heard, you'll make your own mind up. I just thought Solo was a total waste of time.
So did John. Solo was bad. Not surprised it lost money. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think this is one of the movies because the prequels. I think it's very, very sided. Who liked it? Sequels. Sorry, but this one, it's. I think it's half. Some of us like it. Some of us don't like it. Do you know what I mean? So, but I
agree. But I think maybe for me, Mark, it's the kicking now of these sequels that are just starting to ruin everything for me coming along. Do you know what I mean? I think it's. And all that with that robot and all that activism talk, and then all that with Lando, and then you find out this robot becomes the Millennium Falcon. It was like, oh my, just kill me now.
Yeah. So Matt says Solo was the last movie I wanted them to make, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, except how he got the name Solo.
That was stupid.
Says the man who wants to find. Yeah, brilliant. This film was so good, but
let me ask you something, Mark. Was you happy with the way they did the Kessel Run? Because I always thought like the Kessel Run was like an F1 race in space.
No,
I thought it was like a big mad race and the fastest line. I didn't know it was this big alien chase and all that. I didn't know it was anything to do like that. The great thing about that scene was bringing back the Empire music for it.
Yeah.
But what do you think on that scene?
I love the Kessel Run. I like the way that throughout it, you always think that Han Solo exaggerated the fact that he did it in 12 parsecs and so forth. Do you know what I mean? And in this, it kind of says that he did. You know, at the end, did he actually do it that fast or not? I loved it. I just like the film. It's a good heist movie to me. There's a couple of things I don't like. I could have done without the robot with all the freedom rights and this rights for robots. I could have done without the You know, I mean, the sexy parts with it, with Lando and the that wasn't Star Wars to me. But I'm a firm believer. I don't like swearing in Star Wars. Star Wars to me, and I'll stand by this till the day I die, should be family friendly. All that stuff should be out. It's a space fantasy movie. So sometimes when you make it a bit too real, I'm a bit like that. But I didn't mind it. Yeah. Rob says he enjoyed parts of it. And Biker says Solo was fine, easily better than the sequels, but that ain't saying much. I did like him. Tobias Beckett. Yeah, I did. I did like him. I remember it was meant to be from The Wire that was meant to be playing who Paul, what was he called? Paul Bettany. But he died, didn't he? Do you remember the guy with the guy with the big scar across his face in The Wire? And he was in Boardwalk Empire. Well, he was him, and Paul Bettany had to fill in for him because he died. Apparently, he died. So that was a shame. Solo suffered from coming out 6 months after The Last Jedi. I agree with that. And again, if I'm wrong, and you lads can tell me. But I always firmly believe that Solo didn't do well because of the bad taste that The Last Jedi did 6 months.
I agree that. I think that if I'd come out The Last Jedi and it was absolutely amazing and I loved it like I love Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith, I would have seen Solo like, oh, it's all right, it's just a popcorn movie, and it's just one of them, like, you know. I would have had so much dislike for it. I think he's hit the nail on the head there. I think by now it's kicking in how bad these are going to be.
But Simon, that also tells me that Lucasfilm had no faith in The Last. They knew it was going to be controversial, because why put a big major movie that's worth millions out 6 months after the last one?
And if that was the case, Mark,
do you know what I mean?
Why the risk? What was the risk? Is this company that rich that they can risk business like that?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it, that? Disney took everything we knew about Han Solo over the course of the original movies and made a movie where it all happened. It all happened in a few days. France, me, yeah. Matt's collection, very true. They should have waited a bit longer, but waited to make up the money from The Last Jedi. That's a good. Well, no, The Last Jedi still made $1 billion, didn't it? It still did really well.
I did.
Yeah, he still made a lot of money, or did it? Or just under $1 billion? I know. So yeah, how Soul has got his, yeah. Some of it was a bit what the France. I agree with that, girls. Some of it was a bit, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I think I go into these movies, or like I do the Transformers movies and so forth. Yeah, it's easy to sit there hating them and so forth, but the popcorn movies, they're not meant to be. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't mind Solo. I liked it. It was. All the mouths have spoken. Disney has struck. You didn't play an AC/DC. Actually enjoyed Solo. Obviously, Disney does not. Disney's just nuked Shabby. What the fudge? Oh no, have we gone off? No, I don't think we have we? No, I think we're still on. Otherwise, it's out there. There you have it, folks. You're not allowed to say. Who knew? Oh, hang on a minute. Take it down and put up a new. Yeah, they must have. They must have blocked us. Cool stream. Guys, up yours, Disney. Oh, they've taken it, Si. Gone. Hang on, let me just get right down to the bottom. Can you still hear us? Yeah, it's been suspended for 5 minutes.
Because we're showing Star Wars trailers, aren't we? That's why.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Let me just go on to my thing.
I knew you could show them, but you're not allowed to play the volume. I knew that. On the back.
They are?
Sorry, I folded up Mickey Mouse and said,
we're on. We are back. We are back now. Brilliant. You are back, guys.
Mickey Mouse. What's up,
hey, we are back. We are back. Well, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to play the next ones, but I'll turn the sound really, really low. Let's have a look. Let's get rid of that. Brilliant. You are back. Oh, brilliant. We're back, Si. We're back. Oh, thank goodness for that. Right, let's do the next one. Share screen. There we go. We've just got 2 more to do. Right. And away we go. I'll turn it down a little bit. Do you remember this trailer?
Again, lost interest. This was just all a joke now to me. There's nothing they could do now to bring me back in. Nothing. Absolute zero.
Yeah.
And I think that was the vast voice of the majority of Star Wars fans. That was it.
Over it. Yeah. I don't know.
You can't insult somebody so much after The Last Jedi and then expect them to come back for this. And when they did come back for this, how stupid was this?
Yeah, it was really, wasn't it?
So
I got to admit, Si, by this, I I give up, to tell you the truth. I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? It was
That was it. You knew
yeah.
these characters now. You weren't behind them. You didn't like them. You didn't like the way the story was going. This was just let's just finish all this crap off. This was all this was to me.
I agree with that too. She could have been an awesome character. Do you know what I mean? She could have been, but just the way they wrote her, wasn't it? It was just terrible.
Again, they're all saying, "Oh, because it's a female role." Bullshit. Princess Leia did never come across as Rey did in any of the Star Wars movies, and we all loved Leia. Every one of us. This character just came across as I know everything. Do you know what I mean? And it was like,
yeah. Look at that. The dagger was completely stupid. She stood in the exact right place and all that sort of stuff. But again, if you look at the trailer looks brilliant. Do you know what I mean? No matter what Disney do with the Mandalorian and Ahsoka, it all leads to Rey Skywalker. Do you think it does, Si? Do you think we'll ever see her again?
No.
You don't?
I wouldn't surprise me if we did, and there's a lot of talk that she's going to be in that new Ryan Gosling Star-Killer movie, and it won't surprise me if she is, because Disney won't accept that they were wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that horse is up a Star Destroyer. Like, what the hell is this? The whole thing is just dumb.
It was a start for me when he had to find those maps to get there, and then at the very end turned around and there's hundreds of rebel ships behind him. I was like, this is just terrible. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it wasn't a good at all, was it?
Ben Solo had already killed his dad, and then Luke Skywalker tells you, I was a little twat and I went into the hut to kill him anyway. And yet, so how can you get behind his character when your characters that you've loved for over 40 years don't like him? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it never made any sense to me whatsoever. It was so dumb.
It was weird, wasn't it? It was just strange the way they did it. I think, I know it was. I agree, Si, the horse thing and all that. Well, I mean, and the Empire, somehow Palpatine has returned. That was it, Si. That's all we got.
And then at the end, when she goes, Rey Skywalker, and everybody just went, oh my God, just kill me. Everybody, didn't they?
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, exactly. It only makes sense if she was made the dagger after Return of the Jedi. Daft, wasn't it, really?
They blows into smithereens, but the chair's there, under the sea.
All right, we'll see, for example, they make that Rey movie. They come out and they say, right, we're making it. Would you go and see it? I would. I'd go and see it.
Yes.
See what they did with it. You know,
because again, it's the Star Wars. The thing is, when you've loved something so much like Star Wars, and today it just seems a bad thing to say. It seems like if you're involved in the Star Wars world, you're involved in this toxic community now, and it's like there's a lot more to be laughed at than there is to be enjoyed. But I love Star Wars. I love the stories and the fables, and when it's good, you can't beat it. I just wish to God they'd sell it back to Lucasfilm as an independent and let them do their own. Because it always makes me laugh how you see these fan things on YouTube and you see these computer games and you see these comic books, and they all seem to get it right. They all seem to get a tone of Star Wars. Everybody goes, oh, this is why we love Star Wars. And yet the people that own it act like they just couldn't care less, like they're just not bothered. What happens?
I saw the Rey Skywalker links once when the title of the movie was released. Yeah. Fun confet. I mean, as Fett and a Palpatine fan, they turned him into in those last two movies, cloning, great idea, fleshed out the Bad Batch. But this, sad panda. I agree, mate. I agree. I do agree, pal. Now the Force Unleashed was a great story. You can imagine Darth Vader training a secret apprentice to try and overthrow Palpatine. Should have made that a movie. Well, look at what they did in The Acolyte. You know what I mean? When you saw Sid, what is it? What was he called? Darth Sidious? No, not Sidious. What was he called there? I've got the figure right there. Anyway, I can't remember, but same thing. You would have thought if they'd gone that route, that would have been awesome, but they didn't. The film was not allowed in my house, along with Highlander 2.
Highlander 2's pretty bad, Gil, yeah.
Well, we've got one more to look forward to, and I'm going to turn the sound down for this so we don't get in trouble. But we've got this coming. So this is the last Star Wars movie so far, and then we've got obviously the Ryan Gosling one coming. But are you excited for this?
Absolutely not. This by now is like Disney's got a glass of water and they've pissed in it and they've passed it back and are surprised that you said, why does this taste like piss?
I don't know, because like I said, I love The Mandalorian. I thought the first two seasons, his third one was a bit off, but this is a movie. I mean, it's going to have to be brilliant in it, but they made it a bit Disney.
It doesn't look it.
Yeah.
And at the end, good job, baby, and all your girlfriends and your missuses cooing over Star Wars. It's dead.
Yeah,
You can't tell me one Star Wars fan. I mean, there's things like Atlas Zeb and stuff. I get it, but you can't tell me anyone's excited to go and see this. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are.
Adam Driver just came out and said he and Steven Soderbergh went to Disney and pitched their script for the Search for Ben Solo, and Bob Iger turned them away. I think they're done with sequels. I think so, to tell you the truth. It's funny how
I don't even know how that rumor started. As if anyone would be interested in that, apart from Adam Driver. Who else is going to be interested?
I think I am, to tell you the truth. I watched this trailer, and this is the first one out of all the 17 trailers we've shown tonight that I was like,
and I don't like the main poster for that. Grogu as himself. I'm like, and this is just ridiculous. It looks like something from Sesame Street. Yeah, the Razor Crest had to return because that's going to be your next year's ASLab. So get your 600 quid ready.
Well, there you go. There is Shabby Si's Star Wars trailers. I enjoyed that a lot. So if my video gets barred, at least you've all been here, watched it. Shabby Geek cut off again. Brilliant. Gone again, lads. Oh, no. It's for the kids' side. You hate the kids. Stream suspended them. Disney strikes again. Let's have a look. They might be back in a sec. Effing Disney, YouTube, bloody hell. Taking down Shabby. You've got offline again.
Can't do this for thingy trailers next week. No chance.
No chance. Suspended for essentially showing adverts. They are. So we'll wait a minute. Hopefully they'll come back again. We'll just wait for 5 more minutes, see what happens.
Turn him off. He's talking bad against Disney Star Wars.
That's what I reckon. That's what it is. You know what I mean? But,
no, it's because you're showing music. I said to you, you can't play music over the clips. You can't do it.
Yeah. So look, hey, Dino. So I think it'll only be just, I like the old characters from Tom and Jerry cartoons. They turned into it. That'll be good. Watch the Mando movie. Stay on target. We'll give it 5 minutes, sign. If they come back, they come back. But if they don't, they don't.
For me, I just know that anything like I said, you can't have any volume up because it's the volume that does it. That's why when you hear people walk around, they go, can't film over here because you can hear it.
At least they finished off all the trailers. Yeah. At least we finished it. Exactly right. So, exactly right. Let's have a look. We'll just wait because we're still live. So maybe we'll come back on in a sec. As soon as one of them says it, I'll have a look. I'll just fight. Are we back?
No, that's the thing. You can't use any sound. We should have kept the sound off.
I love that. I love thinking that they're just waffling. You back, Shabby. You're back, Shabby. Here we go. We're back. So we got through it all, even though I'll be bad. That's why that's how important Patreon is to me. So thank you all for the Patreon. And we're back. So you're not. So just to finish off, Si, you're not happy with the Mandalorian trailer, then? No.
No, again, I've given up by now. I think a vast majority have just give up. You'll watch it because it's Star Wars, but rushing to the cinema and all this and that business, no. What does that trailer say to you apart from this is now Disney Star Wars? That's all it says to me. And I'm not a hater of Disney or anything like that. I love Disney. When they do it good, they do it better than anybody. But I think Star Wars and the Marvel and all these different franchises should be owned by independent houses. They should be owned by their own.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Because you watch these trailers, and I must admit, every one of these trailers I've seen tonight, apart from the last one, was brilliant. Loved them all. Loved every one of them. I'm just like, this is fantastic. But I don't know. I agree with
got to the Force Awakens. It ges to the Force Awakens, and it just goes downhill.
I think it was something to do with Si weeding Disney Scope. Just no, finished. No, the trailers are done. It's funny that I didn't think I'd get barred for that because. It's advertising, isn't it, for them? So it don't matter. I think
you're not allowed to play music over them.
No, but that's why I said that's why I don't monetize my channel. That's why everyone who's on my Patreon, thank you all so much because I don't mind doing trailers stuff like this. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. I'm gonna calm down. But anyway, YouTube must be running slow. Yeah, it must be. Anything to say before we go about what we've seen tonight?
Like I said, it starts off brilliant, and you'll always have massive fond memories of them trailers for the rest of your life, especially the Phantom Menace trailer. The Phantom Menace trailer, to me, I don't think I'll ever see a greater trailer ever. I really don't. And I've seen a lot of fantastic trailers, and a lot of trailers have come up. But for that one, it was just so exciting having it back for the good times of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like I said, I hope all the best. I hope we get one that's just going to be brilliant. But what's coming up, people talking about Rey movies and Ryan Gosling with his little kid and all this, and Mandalorian Grogu, it's not going in the direction that I care about any longer. Do you know what I mean?
No, I mean, well, I'll go and see it, and I'll see. It's like the Ryan Gosling one for me. That's the one because now they've got all these stars in Amy Adams, right? And I'm like,
I know that's what I mean. It also does take it out of me. Woody Harrelson's a great actor, but it's that sort of thing. Ryan Gosling, I mean, it's that big names in a Star Wars franchise. It takes it out. It just does.
Well, no, I appreciate everyone of you who's watching. I was afraid Disney was going to kill the Predator franchise. Well, so far it's been good, but then again, Kathleen doesn't seem to have anything to do with him. That's a good point. Later, Pete, great stream. I agree, Si. The Phantom Menace has made us believe then life happened. Yeah, that's a good point looking at it. The powers of let Si do all his magic tricks, ask me his questions, but take them off live and show trailers. I know. Star Wars is always a great chat. It will always be great. It'll be good or bad. It's always a good conversation. Completely agree. Great chats brought up. F you, Disney, for raining on a civil conversation. And it was a nice civil conversation. Brought back lots of... No, well, thank you all for watching. We had 50 people in tonight. So thank you all for watching. You made it really special. And if it goes off, I'm sorry if you can't watch it again, but if it goes off, it goes off. But at least us lot were there and we all had a good time, didn't we? I really like this. Star Wars trailers, even if the 2 blank screens in between. Oh, well, it only went blank then and came back on. Fair enough. And that was great. Well, perfect then. Well, anyway, there you go. Please like, please subscribe. We have a Patreon if you'd like to join that. Helps the channel go so me and Si can do live streams like this. But apart from all that, I've loved it. Been absolutely brilliant. Cheers, Si. Thanks for your conversation. And thank you all for watching. Say goodnight, Si.
Good night, Si.
See ya.